Been Josh.
About the same. I mean, watching Twitter and stuff is still fun. Lots of good jokes, lots of zingers going around.
Oh yeah. Did you see the hat Joe Biden wore?
No.
What's that about?
Oh, dude, no.
It was put up next to a photo of Trump in his "Make America Great" hat, and Biden's hat said, "We just did," with a 46 underneath it. I was like, damn, I didn't think Biden had it in him.
Shots, they were fired.
The White House is for Biden. It's nuts. There's all kinds of ape shit going on both sides, but like I said, zingers galore.
Oh yeah.
Wanted entertainment, Barrett? Like, now's your time to bask in it.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I told you before.
The people that were happy or sad, the people that sad are happy, and everyone's mad, and oh dude, it's a fucking shit show.
Yeah, I told you before Trump got elected, that was probably his greatest redeeming quality is it's gonna be fucking silly.
I think it's already been a lot sillier once he left. So my prediction is at some point he's gonna just go to Mar-a-Lago and like after Christmas and then just never come
leave.
back to the White House. He's just never gonna come. He's gonna keep tweeting and shit like everything's normal and he's still filing lawsuits because he can't let himself be like filmed being like actually made to leave, so he's just gonna go on vacation and never come back. I just imagine people in the White House who are like, it's like from Office Space, like, so are you you going back to the White House? Nah, I just don't feel like doing that anymore. Oh, so you seceded, or no, just not going back anymore.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah,
Pretty sure it's exactly what's gonna happen.
People at the White House are gonna be like, dude, like, do we make dinner or play ping pong or what? Like, I think it's gonna be so hilarious for the people that work there. They're just like, yeah, I don't know. He says he's not coming back. What, this week? No, he's not coming back.
Yeah,
and golfing. Well, he's got to make it look like it's on his own. He can't get kicked out.
Yeah.
So
he won't get kicked out.
Well, he's going to go on vacation to do some golfing and then just decide he doesn't want to go back. It's not that he couldn't. He doesn't want to.
Yeah. I mean, he really can't concede. It breaks his fucking brand. Like he just won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just won't. He would rather just fight until he obviously, and then he'll still just continue to say he didn't lose and that it was all a coup. Like he'll never. It's like a serial killer that just never admits to the killing. He can't. He won't.
Yeah, Garrett. You know about something like that.
Did you just accuse me?
Yeah. Did you just
Among Us.
I mean, we know he's a racist, but he's not a serial killer.
No, we were playing Among Us, and he's like, "I'm not the killer."
Right.
We were just voting people, and he's like, "I'm not the killer." It's like, okay, Garrett, and then he's the killer. In that game, no one Garrett literally killed no one.
I'm not the killer, guys. I would tell you if I was. What he said.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I always tell the truth.
Yep.
I would totally tell you if I was. Oh, God.
Except that one time I didn't.
And then you're like, except this time, I lied.
Yeah.
I need to push.
See, all that careful preparation finally paid off.
The one time that you were the killer, it paid off. Well, in like an hour or so, Garrett, the whole stream will be on, so that Josh could actually bask in that if he so desired.
I'm sure it would be a riveting thing to watch.
I mean, it's pretty funny, some of those. I wasn't a huge fan when we went to the public.
Oh, dude, that's why I left. I was like, I know how this is gonna go. I'm out of here.
I would totally tell you if I was the imposter.
Let's be real, guys. I'm totally not the imposter. Is this a face of a liar?
I think it's that guy.
Oh yeah, I was throwing shade in that game too.
I mean, you know, you can listen to the prosecutor talk all day about his witnesses or
his mountains of evidence. He might claim that he has mountains upon mountains of evidence, but who are you gonna believe? That guy or me? I'm your best friend.
If I was in his murderous shoes.
Now look, I'm not saying I did it, but
have you guys seen the what's it? I don't know who, I can't remember who said it, but he said, you know, a lawsuit's basically just a tweet with a filing fee, which made me laugh. I was like,
But what gets me is, you know, he's using the money that he's getting from donors to pay off the campaign finances.
Well, I mean, they want him to, though. I mean, like, that's... See, I think that one thing I see a lot of Reddit Democrats not seem to understand is that there are quite a lot of Trump supporters. Like, quite a lot. And they're not all just slavering, you know, imbeciles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really think the Democrats are, like, they're setting themselves up for him to run again in 4 years and win. Because they're not taking the Trump voter and the issues that they worry about seriously.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys ready to kill some things?
Oh yeah. Didn't we just finish a combat? Or are we still in it?
No, you finished it. That was a big one. You finished the ambush combat. Now you get to decide what you're gonna do after this. And whatever you choose, it's probably gonna involve killing something. You know, that's kind of what you guys do for a living.
Is it?
It's true.
I thought it was
I
Walter
represent
casting
that accusation.
I thought it was Walter casting Skywrite.
That's like a side hustle. Matt was telling me earlier today. He was like, "Yeah, no." I was like, "Hey, what is?" I was like, "Can I pull Boris for a second?" He's like, "Sure." I was like, "What does Boris think of gnolls?" He's like, "I don't think Boris thinks they're very scary." Now, Walter's scary. Like he's all he did was like for the first like 2 weeks that Boris knew him was like cast Skywrite and fucking make people not laugh with bad spells, and then out of nowhere he blew up everyone with like 2 fireballs. So he's like, yeah, Boris is like super scary. Boris thinks Walter's way more intimidating than the gnolls. He was like, yeah, I didn't. Boris was like, wow, Walter's useful. Walter's dangerous.
As long as Walter's not getting CC'd or
always the
into the ground.
Gotta watch out for.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I am going somehow to make Skywrite useful to us. Somehow.
Make Skywrite useful
it's
again.
My mission. Yeah, it's my mission. I might have to dye my white hair orange. Get a red hat.
I don't get the reference, but I appreciate it.
Make Skywrite useful again. Or great again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was pretty self-evident that he came into this country, you know, to make Skywrite useful again. For all the wizards who are looked down upon.
It's not for lack of trying. Advertisement takes a little while to take hold, guys. I fully expect my dutiful skywriting will pay off at some point.
I mean, I expect you to get paid handsomely by, those dirty kobolds for making Skywrite useful again.
So news coming up.
Yep.
Next month. We will not have a session on the 7th. Matt and I will not be here.
Okay, let's see. World of Warcraft release date. Ah, 27th. No, that's not right. When is it? Like Thanksgiving week. November 23rd. Yeah, Thanksgiving week. So I will not be playing the week of the 23rd.
Good to know.
I got some boars to kill. Oops. Do we know if Nick's joining us tonight, guys?
I don't know. He posted earlier no, he posted yesterday. I don't know. Last seen 2 hours ago. But in the next 5 or 6 minutes, if Matt and him don't get on, I'll message him. Yeah, I don't know how far we're gonna go today. I have things. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do from this point. I have minor planning done for all of those things. Some things have more materials than others. There might be a 15-minute interval depending on what you do, where I have to go build an encounter.
Those are the most fun to run, I think. The ones you're not prepared for.
Yeah, just reusing a map I've already used. Hey, here we go. Whatever you do, there's probably going to be gnolls involved. Probably, when you think about it. Based on where you are. But you never know. There could be Ghost or something.
I mean, who's to know? Really?
Who's to know? Especially if I make you roll the encounter dice to pick from the encounters I invented.
Ooh, get this. Here's a combat application for Skywrite.
Doesn't it take
Ready
time?
for this?
It takes you 10 minutes because you ritual cast the damn thing. Or 11 minutes.
Well, yeah. You don't have to. You can spend a spell slot on it.
I know, I'm just saying, but
Yeah.
Walter has been ritual casting this.
He has, yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
So, here's the combat use. If you're fighting a vampire and it's overcast outside, use Skywrite to write a whole bunch of O's in the sky, allowing the sun to get through the hole in the center of the O's.
No.
That's so extra though.
It's just not even gonna. Then you're just gonna have a lot of O's on top of other clouds. It doesn't get rid of stuff.
Here, I don't know. There's part of me that's I don't know. I feel like I could make you roll for an intelligence check or something. It's to do the math on figuring out where the sun is on the other side of the clouds and which which angle the sun rays will directly hit what you're going for.
And secondly, the vampire be out during the day at all. He's not gonna just be ooh, it's a cloudy day, I'll go out there to the middle of this plain and fight these. No, he's in his coffin snoozing.
His name isn't
There's-
Edward Cullen.
I mean, there's got to be a reason the spell is concentration level 2, and can be blown away by a stiff wind.
Yeah,
Like,
it's because it's
There's
shit.
got to be a reason. It has to be powerful.
You to my friend True Strike.
Fair
I-
enough.
So here's what I'll say. In Baldur's Gate, they made True Strike actually useful.
Yeah, I know. They probably
It
fixed
is,
to where
yeah.
it lasts till like the next turn or
No,
something.
it lasts, like, it just
Oh,
gives you
wait.
advantage on attack rolls. You have to concentrate, but you have it for, like, a minute.
Oh, see, that's even better. But yeah, you could have made tiny adjustments to it. Like, it's an old one, but
I know.
I
At
mean,
the same time,
Skywrite could be useful in a very specific circumstance. Where I thought it would be useful is that if you had large scale battle, right? You're actually like in charge of like a huge battle, and you want to be able to tell units where people are, who to go. Instead of using bugles or whatever, you could issue orders for units and things in the sky. You could say, you know, this guy retreat, this guy withdraw, this unit flank. You'd use kind of like you'd use flag signals on boats. So you could just have
Sure.
like symbols with symbols and symbols saying this unit
But why wouldn't
retreat, this unit.
why wouldn't you just use like sending, or any of the other communication
You can
spells?
tell everyone in your fucking army at once with Skywrite.
I suppose.
I mean, sending is what level? Sending's level 4 or something. Sending is a high level
guys,
spell.
obviously sending is just so like high level wizards can get drunk and like try to hit up some days,
Send
you know?
unsolicited wand picks.
Yeah, yeah, basically like, yo, ASL wizard, come by Wizard Tower.
No BB wanna smash like. Yeah, but I mean, for second level, dude, seriously, if you wanted to tell thousands of people information that necessarily the other team might not understand, because it could be symbols and code, dude, you could be skywriting battle plans all over that motherfucker. The other guys don't know what's going on.
Mhm.
You know, or it could be just your typical, like, when you come back on your fucking ship, don't forget to change your sails to white instead of black, you know? Instead of having that whole problem, you just skywrite that ass. Hey, Dad, am alive. Don't jump.
It's just send nudes in the sky.
You know,
Yeah.
don't jump, Dad, am alive. That's under 25.
It has to be 10 or less.
It's just send nudes. With a Z.
It's still under 10. Still alive, don't jump. Dad. Yeah, and you could probably get send nudes in there too.
Send alive. Dad, still alive. Don't jump. Send nudes?
Send nudes.
Question mark.
Exactly.
Well, I think advertising is, advertising or, maybe fooling, an enemy might be its most useful thing.
Stop poisoning yourself.
Shove off.
He's like, shh, look, nature wants to commune with you.
Oh, I was talking about Daniela. You know, isn't the part of the funniest thing I've seen the whole election cycle is how fucking fast Fox jumped Trump like a fucking bad habit, dude. It's like they've never fucking heard of him now.
Well, but to be fair,
I get it. I mean, dude,
Hold on,
they
though.
do news.
It
They're gonna
wasn't-
care whether Trump's gone or not.
Yeah,
Like,
I was gonna
they're
say,
news, like they gotta move on.
but to
I'm
be
just saying, it's
fair,
amazing
it
how
wasn't
fast-
that fast. They'd been doing it for weeks, like
well,
pushing
they've
back
been
at it and
slowly
pushing back.
distancing,
Yeah,
but dude, come the election, they were just like, you know what, old news, right? Like, dude, moving on to the next story. Trump's like, but you guys are my who? Cut that off. Like,
Right, yeah.
I mean, dude, you know, he's so butthurt because his best friend, his bestie, just dumped him for fucking another guy.
They're like, who are you?
New phone, who dis?
Yeah, prank caller. I mean, like Garrett said, I get it because they're still here and they still got to report on news. And
Fox News like, yo, can I come in the club? You're like, I don't know who that is.
But it's just, man, they for being his best BFF, boy, they just decided that fucking he was an abuser, and they fucking got out of that relationship.
Right, we're gonna get started in about 8:15. Whether or not I'll go yell at Matt, but whether or not Nick or Matt come, we're gonna get started at 8:15.
You've seen the subreddit Trump tweets Trump? It's where people like go back through his tweets and like find topical tweets from the past that he's doing now. Yeah.
It's actually pretty amazing though how much he's insulted himself. It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the downside of having everything you say fucking digitally spewed and recorded forever. But man, it's not hard to find him contradicting himself. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. People are bringing back his where he was like yelling at Ted Cruz in 2016 when Cruz won Iowa, because he basically said the same thing he's saying now, which is it was massive fraud.
Right.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
I don't think Trump lives in the now. Like the past is like swept away like fucking drawings in sand, right? Like only the future is real to him. I mean, you can, dude, it's like, the kids in the hall thing. I was just like, did you kill him? No. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. We have proof. Yeah. This gun is registered to you. No, it's not. Like, this is easy, right? Like, he just
doesn't
exist, I mean, to be fair, it doesn't seem to have hurt him terribly much. His very loose relationship to reality and the truth. I think that's what scares me more than anything else is not really Trump, but just how many people are willing to just have someone piss in their face and tell them it's raining and then ask for it again is what blows my mind.
Right. And I have struggled to try to understand the appeal, right? And I think I understand something.
I get kind of the psychology of the, kind of like religion where you get to a point where you believe it because you want to, kind of like he does. And once you buy in to the sort of level where, well, it's a lot like religion. Like, people may say, well, look, I can prove to you God. And you're like, dude, I have this belief and I believe this and you believe that and that's fine. But once you've kind of bought in, right, like whole hog, part of the buy-in is that you buy into this worldview, you buy into this belief, and you do so willingly. And so from then on, it's just, you're like, yeah, well, I disagree. I think that this is the truth. Even the truth doesn't matter, right? It's part of the buy-in to the belief system.
Yeah, and agree with that. I think though, like it's important to remember that like Trump didn't invent the brand of politics that he practices, right?
No, it's been the same way. What scares me is that just imagine if he'd been a demagogue that could string together more than 3 sentences. I mean, I was saying before, I was like, dude, if I'm going to have a fucking strongman, give me Putin. I want the guy that rides a bear with no fucking shirt and an AK-47, not the guy that eats cheeseburgers 24/7. Like, why can't our Hitler-y guy be as smooth as Hitler? I want to hear rousing speeches and see tanks firing. Soldiers marching, like I feel like we've been screwed on our demagogue, really.
It's true. We did get a pretty silly demagogue. He was a bard instead of a warrior,
I mean, can we trade Putin for Trump? Because, I think...
God, it would be really interesting if Putin ran the United States for 4 years. That would be...
I'll tell you what, he'd do a lot better, and he would have won this re-election. Yeah. Because really, Trump only had to do the bare... We're actually lucky that he's, so not very smart, because he really just had to do a bare minimum to fucking win, and it's only because of his incompetence that he lost, which is kind of to be in a position.
I'm going to say, if COVID didn't happen, Trump would have crushed Biden. Just fucking blowing him out of the water.
Right? Yeah, something like... Well, I don't know. He would have won... but definitely decisively. But that's the thing is like, dude, if with COVID, if he'd have done just some minimal, even if he just talked and claimed fucking other people's work like he likes to do. I mean, if he'd just done a little bit so that so many people weren't, that's what I mean. I mean, he really didn't have to try that hard. He just had to try a little. And I just don't think he tried at all. And that, like, he could have done like a little bit and he would have won. even with COVID. If he had just tried to be a little more coherent and like rational for just a couple of things.
I think his big strategic mistake was deciding to fight COVID, right? And what I mean by fight COVID is fight against that news cycle, right? Like,
oh well, it wasn't just the news cycle though. So it was part of his larger plan. Was same part with the trying to dismantle the postal service and discourage people from mail-in. I mean, he figured, and he would have been right, if you only counted the people that went to the polls, which are his base, who he encouraged to go to the polls and not mail in, and he was able to fuck the mail-in voting good enough. If you did, in fact, count right when you'd stopped on election night, he would have won. It's just not enough people were willing to go along with that fucking story. I mean, he didn't really fight. He used COVID to fuck blue states. I mean, he didn't want to, like, try to say, he didn't do it just to say it wasn't real. He literally was like, dude, it goes to cities. Where do diseases go and spread? Cities. Where are blue voters? Cities. He figured he'd let it fucking rage in some of the cities and fuck them up, and then the rural voters would be fine. Which, for a while, he was right, except that eventually it gets out of the cities.
I mean, yeah, I just think it was a flawed approach, right? Like rallying against, like, saying that the virus isn't a problem, and that, like, using that kind of endless optimism that Trump likes to employ, which I think is actually one of his admirable qualities. But what's it?
I don't think it's endless optimism, though. Again, it's his living in the moment. The truth is what he needs the truth to be.
Well, yeah, but what I'm talking about is the strategic mistake he made there, right? Like,
well,
I think
he strategically wanted it to fuck blue states. He thought that would be to his advantage.
I've read those articles, yeah. But I don't think that was his mistake, was that he wanted it to fuck blue states. I think his mistake was not treating it like a real problem and a crisis, right? Like, he was treating it like a political crisis as opposed to like a hurricane. You see what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. He does that.
And I think that was
his own unwillingness to wear the mask. That's the thing, is that it's his machismo. Like, he truly believed that you just had to toughen up, buddy. This ain't no big thing. Like, he believed that. He believed that if you just, be less of a pussy, you'd get through it. He thought that. Oh. I don't think science could convince him.
I mean, I can't.
He went to the hospital with it, so it's not like he even, like, behind closed doors was trying to be careful. I mean, even now, Meadows has it, and fucking what's his name has it?
Carson.
Carson. Yeah, I mean, he really believed that, like, look, dude, if you're a tough, strong man like me, would Putin hide from it? Hell no. Putin would go ride a fucking bear, so I'm gonna fucking go through this thing. I mean, it's just that, unfortunately, when you're divorced from reality that much, sometimes there are things that you can't just fucking bluff through. But for most things in his life, that it's actually worked for him.
But, so, I want to be clear, I'm not disagreeing with you, I just, I think that was the strategic mistake he made. Whether he truly believed it or not, I don't fucking care or know, right? Like, I just think he played the politics incorrectly.
Well, I think it was certainly one of the biggest. Because if you're right, Corona did not come. But see, the thing is,
if he had taken it seriously, right,
Corona,
and treated it like a national disaster as opposed to a political kind of problem, right? Then he could have just sat back, taken credit for the wins, and said, "Oh my God, this is terrible." Whenever he lost, right? Like, this virus we're trying to fight.
Exactly
he really could have done 1,000 times
exactly
better.
what I was saying. Where if he'd even tried a little bit, but see, he was only worried about screwing people that slighted him, like always. Like, he used it as a little political weapon. Like, he thought it was a news story. I mean, he could have just the ventilators and shit, the medical stuff, all that stuff. He could have just done his best, but, like, no, he's not that kind of person. Like, everything is ammunition to him. I mean, and I agree with you.
And it fit him real hard. It was a mistake.
Competent, if he was even slightly competent and delivered fucking, equipment to the States and said, "Gosh, this is awful," then a lot of people would have been like, "Well, he hadn't done that bad." I mean, he had to royally fuck it up. That's what I'm saying. He had to royally fuck it up, and he did. he just really did almost as bad as you could do. He could have just put Fauci in charge and said nice platitudes on the fucking camera and let the little eggheads do shit, and he still would have come out ahead. But he couldn't help himself.
Yep. And I think it's like, I wonder what like makes it so that an entire, you know, city full of lawyers and people that do this for a living could not get him out of the, you know, of the presidency. And we're up until COVID, we're, in my opinion, really failing to do so, right? Like, the Democrats did not run an effective campaign against Trump. It like, the thing that got him out of the White House was his own fuck up, his own mistakes, right?
That's what I mean. He couldn't even have a minimal,
Right.
Needed a bare bones fucking level of governance, and other than that, he could say and do what he wanted, but he couldn't even just maintain like that low level governance.
What was it that gave him that ability to just do what he wanted, right? Like, that I think is interesting, because some politicians have that ability, and a lot of them don't. You know, like, Bill Clinton kind of had some of that, right? Maybe not as strong as Trump, but, you know, he could talk his way out of trouble, like nobody's business, you know?
So I don't know if Nick will be joining us tonight, but Matt is currently trying to get in, and once he's in, we'll start.
Sweet. Anyway, I just find it really, like,
bizarre for sure. I mean, I think, like I said, I think because he's kind of always been able to do it.
It's part of his personality. Yeah.
And as long as he ends up on top, he considers it a win, you know. But the problem was, a virus would not be bluffed, bullied, or cheated.
Right.
And unlike people, he meant something that just did not give a fuck what he said, and he just could not handle, because he couldn't shape the facts, because the virus just simply did not give a shit what he said.
Yeah, and I like I said, I think that was the mistake, was treating it like politics when it's actually kind of.
I think
like
it would have been very interesting to see
disaster,
what the race would have been like if there had been no coronavirus, because you realize it would be a totally different. I mean, you could say that Trump would steamroll, but everything would have been different. Like, you know, nobody would have been talking about, like, I mean, the economy. I mean, so much. It would have been an alternate universe to now.
Yeah, 100% agree, because the pandemic has had such an effect on all of society, right?
Yeah, globally, right? Globally.
Yeah. But I do remember in the Democratic primaries when Biden won, and they really, you know, he released some statement or whatever. I remember reading it and thinking, oh, Trump just won this election. You know, like, because like I said, I don't think the Democrats know how to fight against him, right? I don't think anybody knows how to fight against him, you know. And Democrats definitely didn't have any better ideas, you know.
Well, dude, you do what everyone else has done through human history. Start a competing religion.
Yeah, and Democrats don't have their shit together enough to do it, I guess.
All right, we're gonna start now.
Sweet. Well, Nick just got here. You want to wait for him to say hello at least?
Nick, can you hear?
He's muted.
Yeah, it looks like he's on his cell phone.
Signing, yeah, he's probably got there might be another computer crisis or something.
It's fine. We'll start doing the recap. It is a
he can probably hear. He'll get it sorted.
Yeah, so start recap. Last time, you and your party, after deciding to continue your investigation into the cult of the Weepers, decided to agree to take on some extra work on your way towards Stolen. And you decide to sign on to protect a caravan traveling to the currently emergence event tormented area of Chansey. On your way there, you were beset upon after traveling with the caravan for a better part of a day. You made really good time Eventually, you were ambushed by a group of gnolls with their dusk fangs. Seemingly, they were after a specific member of the caravan. You, as a party, managed to hold off the attack, though they did kill several members of the guard under your charge. But you managed to hold off the wave of the snails.
Sorry to break, but did we identify? So I knew that they went after both women. Do we know which one of the women they really wanted? Because it seemed like they tried to steal the woman in the front and then one that a few wagons back.
There were only 2 women in the caravan, and they went after both until eventually the commoner was pointed out.
Yeah. And she turned into a fucking mage.
She was a very low mage, but they were trying to grab her for something she was carrying, a vial and a scroll.
I think one of the first things we need to do is have a little conversation with her and figure out what the hell is going on with that.
So, as you fended off the attacks, a couple members from another party arrived as you were finishing them off. Anduin Yearly, the leader of the Grove Saints, urged you as a party to follow them to the Chansey base of operations quickly, before another attack came by while everyone was tired. And that's where we start this session. You and your caravan are following them down the road, slightly off the path towards what he tells you is where the rest of the effort in this area is set up.
What was guard or commoner number 2's name? The lady.
They never said her name. But
I'm gonna ask her what her name is. What's your name?
Jennifer.
Well, Jennifer, those gnolls seem pretty intent on grabbing you.
Yes, they did. This is very unfortunate. Very confusing as well.
Confusing? Why do you say that?
Well, as far as I know, we weren't expecting any gnolls. This is a new development. And Anduin will chime in. Yes, they've only been attacking for 3 days now. So she goes on to tell you.
What did they want from you there, Jennifer?
Well, probably this. And she pulls out of her cloak. She pulls out a vial, and she switches it around. The formula of this was designated by the Arcana Notoria. It is a sort of magic poison they intend to put into the water source very far upstream that should counteract some of the more awful effects of the Dustfang bites when they drink the water.
Wait, hold on now. You're dropping knowledge on me that's I've been partying a lot recently, after we won the arena and all that. But
did you now?
Yeah, we sure did.
That's quite impressive. I'm glad I sent some people capable with us.
But so you mentioned there's Dustfang bites. What's going on? Do I know anything about this? Why haven't I read a newspaper, for fuck's sake?
And it was a vial and something else, right? A vial and
a scroll, and she will go ahead and tell you. Yes, this has the formula for this written on it, in case we need more, and we will, because it will have to be replenished.
Yeah. So back to the Dustfang and the biting. Is there some large problem with Dustfang bites?
Well, their bites are tainted, as you've probably seen. They have a black vomit, black bile that seeps out of their gums. It poisons the people they bite.
Is that how I got poisoned?
She gives you a look over, and you look at Boris, and he does have what looks like some of his veins are kind of like blackened, like in his neck.
Also,
yes,
badly burned, barely alive.
She examines you. Your friend will be fine. Should he get some rest tonight? It's the bigger ones that or getting bit more than once that really you have to worry about. some of the weak people of weaker constitution do not survive such attacks or are permanently scarred by them.
So hold on just a second. You said the plan was to poison the river with that potion to somehow release that thing. I'm just not understanding the idea there.
Have you thought about, I don't know, potential side effects, as it were, to poisoning a water source? I mean, I don't want to be a...
It does go into the city.
It's not exactly poison per se. It's more arcane in nature than venomous. If that makes sense.
Right.
It's made.
This has been tested on less than an entire river.
It's not harmful to people. It's or creatures really. It just negate the goal. Hopefully, it lowers the potency when it mixes with the saliva in the dusk fangs when they drink it. If it works, it'll affect them only. If it doesn't work, it'll at least lessen the effect of their bite.
So you don't actually know if it'll work, Sister Jennifer, yet you're quite sure there will be no...
Hey now, before you get all combative, Jennifer's not making the decisions here. That's all in the fucking tower, okay?
I'm just curious, Brother Walter. I'm just trying to understand the facts of the situation we find ourselves in.
She does nod, and she I understand how it sounds, but
hey, do you mind if I take a look at that formula there?
Sure. Yeah, sure. And she does not hand you the vial, as it's the only vial she has, but she will hand you the scroll.
Yeah, so I'd just like to maybe study it while we travel. And see if I can determine if it's, if what she's telling me is possible. Like, is she being fooled or...
With that roll? Yeah, no. You aren't... It's not your field of magic. And it's definitely not your field of expertise in any way of the sense. But what she's saying sounds plausible. Dust things are not a natural creature. They are very much created by the arcane mutations that permeate the Faerlands. And this most recent event, emergence events that create these mutations are very much an arcane science and study. And so whenever there are ideas that during these events, the region will try to devote resources to combat whatever's going on. And you get the feeling that this is that a potion or like magical poison of very strong nature or very specific nature could accomplish what she's saying, but it's beyond you how they would make it.
And do I spot anything in there that might be harmful to people?
So it's not so much ingredients as it's like a list of ingredients, and then it's like a list of like arcane equations. And as you go through there's nothing in there that's specifically like extremely toxic to people. There are things in it that like you probably shouldn't drink, but not on a scale in a single vial to where it would be able to like poison a village.
So my next question then, Sister Jennifer, would be, who knows you have this and why are they trying to stop you?
She looks at her. Well, that's the real question, isn't it? And she looks over and she actually says that like loud enough and like in like a kind of a sassy way, like she's coming at like the other hunters that are leading you. And you hear a little bit of grumbling from Ashley, the range the archer who had joined you with Anduin, and he looks over. He's like, we didn't even really know there were gnolls in this area until like 3 or 4 days ago when they started attacking. Someone's got to be leading them. We don't know how they could have possibly known about this caravan, or specifically that Jennifer had the what we were bringing. Well, we also don't know why they would be trying to stop us. Like, it's clear that they have some control over some of these dust things, but the dust things, they're not bred. They're created through the magical mutations of the area. So we're kind of in the dark right now. It doesn't look good.
Well, if I had to guess, brother, I'd say you have a leak in your boat.
It's possible.
And well, I suppose that one of these gnolls here, kick a gnoll corpse, is in fact privy to very powerful scrying magic.
They kind of look at you, and then they look at her.
Why do you have a gnoll corpse here in the cart? We're riding the cart.
Yeah,
What?
throw the thing
What?
out. What?
Jesus, man!
We had gnolls everywhere. There was
I
like
throw the
8
gnoll
gnolls.
corpse out of the cart. That's disgusting, brother. Jesus.
Maybe Boris was saving it. You know how brother Boris is with his skulls.
I'll be honest. That is a very troubling idea that you have brought to our attention. The gnolls themselves, I doubt, have that capability. So, if you're right,
Obviously.
someone must be leading them.
And someone found out your little plan.
Yes, but why? Who would want to prevent us from saving the area?
That was precisely my question.
Exactly. I mean, saving the area from
Aria,
still maybe not connecting all the dots on this Dustfang plot. Where did the Dustfangs come from?
So, Brother Walt, there's these horrible
Just
mutated
pop up.
beasts called Dustfangs. They're created by mages. They're awful, nasty creatures. They run
Okay,
around.
whoa. Back up just 2 steps there. Mages, you said they're created by mages. I think that's what I'm curious
Make a
about.
history check.
They're created by casters. They're awful. Have you ever heard of a mimic? It looks like a trunk. No, anyway, forget that. They're created creatures. They're awful and they're poisonous.
Okay, so with a 9, you as far as you know, he's telling the truth. That sounds like it could be possible. She with some background knowledge on this world that you would all know is that the emergence is an event that is ongoing that is changing the continent, and it's called that because of the emerging effects that just seem to come out of nowhere, and they haven't really figured out what causes these things, but some areas get it for a while, and some areas just always have it. Like the Dolom Swamp is always changing and always mutating.
Now it's spitting out Dustfangs.
And when it hits an area, it will start turning the beasts in the area into start mutating them into monstrosities, and they will start reproducing at a much very higher rate.
But
And
it's
there are
some kind of mutative magic effect, right? They're
Yeah.
created. It's
Yeah.
like magic plus wildlife equals monstrosity.
Yeah. And there are like fields of magic that delve into like just studying the effects and trying to control the effects, but the details of such a thing would be beyond your current knowledge.
Brother Walter, it's what produces monsters. That's why we get to hunt them, brother.
Yeah, it is the main reason you guys are hunters, is because of things like this.
See, I knew all that.
Oh, of course you did, brother. I know. I just wanted to remind you, Brother Walter. You get so forgetful with your skywriting and things and all, you get busy.
Got a little dead gnoll on your foot there.
Oh, I thought I kicked that out.
Alright. So, you all move very quickly from this point onwards towards Chansey, as you now have guides, and they kind of guide you through some off the beaten path, and through some and you notice through some like smaller like hidden areas, and you do notice with some of your higher perceptions as you go, you do every now and then see like some hidden people, and you realize that you're on your guard at first, but you realize that these are part of the humanoid efforts in this area to like help curb the problem. and these are like the rangers and hunter volunteers that or remnants of the Chansey village who stayed behind.
So I'm not trying to pester you, but I said there were 2 chicks, and I had written down also in my notes from last week the sisters, a scroll and vial to put in the water. And so I'm actually like 99% sure there were 2 chicks and that they were sisters.
Oh.
I wrote
There
a scroll and a vial to put in the water. So there's Jennifer and another one, right?
There is another lady, but they are not sisters. And you will find out this is the other female guard. And her name, as I go look up.
There were 2 female commoners.
There was only 1 female commoner. There is a female hunter that showed up near the end of the fight.
Yeah, I remember her. Jack, do you have the stream? Because I'm going to rewatch that, because I'm like 99% sure there was a female up towards the front near me, and there was one that was under the caravan near Eshlek. Yeah. And the Knolls tried to capture both of them. That's why I asked. It first went for the one closest to me, and then when it went for the one farther from me.
I think you're barking up the wrong tree.
I'm just asking them to be okay. There's only one lady, but
there's last week's.
There was another lady. I seem
it's not right if there's not sisters, but I did write sisters, scroll in the vial to put in the water, and I Jennifer attacked 2 chicks.
Jennifer would be the one who has the scroll in the vial. I did not write the other girl's name.
Okay, it's not important. It doesn't matter. And then the hunters. I remember the first hunter to show up was a lady, like a paladin-y looking lady. Did we get her name, Paladin Hunter Lady?
So there, the 2 hunters that showed up and are currently guiding you through these woods. There is Anduin Yearly. He is some sort of fightery looking kind of guy. And then there was an archer ranger lady human lady named Ashley Caldwell.
And there's Jennifer Aniston.
You did not get her last name.
He's giving her a last name.
Lopez?
You guys make your way.
She's just Jenny from the block.
As you get closer to what you
actually are from the Chansey Monster Hunter does Chansey Chansey has a guild, and Anduin and Ashley are both from the Chansey station house or whatever
specifically Chansey, as you recall from earlier conversations, walking while you were like first getting into Airfell and from hearing at the guild hall, is like a village in these woods. These are the Chansey woods. And it's like a scattering of villages that are out here. And the Duskfang infestation has all but wiped these villages off the map in a short period of time. And the efforts from the Airfell, the Hunters, the Griffin Academy have been ongoing to get people out here, though it's been kind of slow.
And there was one group and there was another group sent after. I'm just trying to figure out what group is Anduin and Ashley from.
These people are from the Grove Saints.
And one final question and I'll shut up. Do we know what the other group, because there were 2 groups. There was a group of hunters sent. They were lost or not heard from. There was a second group, and then there's us. So is Anduin and Ashley part of either of those groups? And if yes, where's the other group from, and do we know that?
So you might be thinking of the groups that were involved in your cult investigation, which there are.
Yeah, that's true. But I figured they went through here, but so maybe they disappeared around here. That's true. They are for the romantic cult. So
yeah, those are different groups. However, in this conversation, you can get from them. There is another group of hunters helping at the moment. They are off scouting, investigating these Knoll attacks with one of their members, who they will tell you is named Treya, a ranger, who is, and that other group, who is a lower rank than them, is called the what are they called? The Woodsmen. Pretty simple name. They are the Woodsmen.
All right, thank you. I'm just trying to. I type a lot slower than you talk, so.
Right,
Hey
so
guys,
as you
I have a question before we go on.
okay,
Sorry I'm late. So the end of last week, I wanted to try to harvest some of the Dusk Fang poison with my poisoner's kit. Is there any way that can happen, or has that already?
nope, we can go back
Has
and
the
do that.
ship already sailed on that?
Flashback.
We can flash back to that. Yeah, so you approach the body of one of these dust things, and as you approach, you see it laying on the ground. It's kind of a mess. It's probably one of the ones that that like Boris like cleaved or got like an arrow all the way through its brain, and it's just laying there, and it's kind of mangled. It looks like first thing you notice, it looks like a regular wolf. It's got black, but it's got these black streaks all through over its body, and it's got this black pooling liquid that's kind of just oozing out of its mouth.
Yeah, that's what I want to go for. So I think I have. So my poisoner's kit has like flasks. So if I could, I mean, I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything with it like right here, but if I could just collect the juice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm guessing you're probably proficient. You're proficient in that kit, right?
yeah, glass,
give me-
glass vials, mortar and pestles, chemical, and
Yeah,
glass.
that's,
So yeah, I have,
Miles.
that's my part of my assassin shtick.
Right.
yeah.
Give me.
I got a poisoner's kit roll for you if you want one.
Go ahead and give me a poisoner's kit roll.
And do you want that to be based on intelligence or what? Wisdom?
Wisdom or intelligence? I feel like either could
Okay.
go for that.
I'm gonna go intelligence. We got a 13.
13. All right. Yeah, you feel it takes you a while. But you think you managed to you feel a little uncomfortable touching it, like the black stuff that's pooling out of the mouth, and you look around and you notice it seems like you can get it like some fresh stuff by pushing the vial like into the roof of its mouth, and like it starts to secrete. And it takes you a while, but you manage to get yourself a vial of this black liquid, this viscous black liquid.
Okay, I'll just mark down vial of
Black liquid.
gunk.
I put a vial
Yeah, dust,
of dust
whatever.
fangs vial.
Dust fang, yeah, venom or.
Okay. And looking on the party sheet, we have wraith oil. What the hell is that?
To fight wraiths.
I asked about this last time.
Okay, never mind.
It basically gives you like silvered weapon, basically the effect. So if you apply wraith oil to your weapon, it acts as though it were silvered for the purposes of fighting undead.
Okay. Does anybody want that or?
I have one.
Good.
Okay, I'll grab it.
Once applied to a melee weapon, the next 3 hits ignore resistance to non-magical attacks if the target is undead. So it's better than silver. It's silver for any undead for 3 strikes.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
All right. So as you guys make your way, it was just about to get to be dusk when you were ambushed. So it starts to get a little bit later. It's probably around like 10:30, 11, rushing. But you, with this guy guiding you, you feel more comfortable rushing through his pathway because he seems like they've got guards posted, like throughout, and he seems to know where he's going. So you get there much faster than you would have if you were continued your path. And you come across a village, and as you get there, you see that there's like I can show you a picture. I'll give you a picture of the village, but I'm not going to put any tokens on because I don't feel like setting that up for something if there's not going to be a fight. There might be a fight later, but there's not right now, because you walk up to this place and it is littered with corpses, mostly Duskfang.
Brother Anduin and brother Ashley, is this Chansey? Or are we near Chansey? Are we near to being near to Chansey?
Yeah, so they'll pull you up there. He nods. Kind of. Chansey isn't really a single town. It's more like a group of very small villages over an area of several miles here in the Chansey Woods. This is the area that we are currently having our base of operations. And he pulls you, and you approach here from the south, and you make your way up, and there are just there are there are like people with archers all over the roofs. There are few people walking around outside. It is late, but every single building has at least one or two like archers or something on the roof ready to go. You notice that there's a ballista, a large ballista at every at all three of the entrances to this village, on top of one on each on a roof by each of them, the north, south, and west. And as you approach, there is Ashley and Anduin get off their horses and guide you up. There is a halfling man there who greets them, and they murmur a little bit and grumble. And Anduin looks back. He's like, "Come, first I have not thanked you yet for getting this caravan here safely. What do we call you?"
We are
AC-13, that's right.
Yeah, so and I just put in the chat, kind of related to that, I kind of assume you said the woodsmen were not as highly ranked, so you tell me what their ranking is. I'm just sort of thought that perhaps the Grove Saints are AS and the woodsmen are ACs. I don't know.
So you can he will show you his tags while he is here to introduce him as the leader of the leader of his group. They are ranked AE, which is technically equal to what you are, because you are AS, which means you got special privileges from one of the Airfell Academy.
Wait,
chapter.
are they really confused that we just introduced herself as like a lower rank though?
They probably might. Yeah, they probably might have looked at him and I thought you said you were AS. Oh, we are.
You show your rank. You're like, I thought you said you were AC, and like they're like, oh, we are, but that's just the name. They're like, oh.
Like this is a running gag now of who's on first. Like every time they're like, but you said you were A. Oh no, we are. No, but you said, oh no, we're that too. That's what we're called. Like, I feel like this is going to be a confusing situation from now on with every other group of hunters.
So he introduces you to himself. He tells you he is Anduin Yearly. He is the muscle. He goes as the leader in the face. Ashley is their marksman, or one of them. They actually have two. Tanner Clay, which is is this halfling man, this small, this dark-haired halfling man in like tight leather armor. He is their scout. And they have Treya would be their other marksman, their ranger. More of a focus on basically their woodsmen. And they will tell you that the other group here, the Woodsmans, are specifically they are not AC. They are, let me check. They are interesting. Okay, yeah, they are.
Being over pedantic in the ranking is not really that important. Then like just say it and I won't write it down. I was just trying to figure if there's a hierarchy, how we know where we fit in with other hunters.
You would be they are the rank above AC, so they are I think it's just AC plus actually from the list I have here. Yeah, it is. So they're just they're basically they're not as new as you, but they're lower rank. They're not quite the big monster.
On their way to AE if they probably succeed through merit and not special dispensation, which is what we
officially juniors basically. They can be assigned bigger tasks, but they're always paired up with a better team. Whereas you're on par with these other guys.
And again, if this stuff isn't really relevant to the story, then just tell me. But I mean, if it is, I just write it down. So I'm just trying to figure it out.
The ranking system will probably come into play later, so I'll let you know that. Yeah. So they come in there, and they welcome you. They immediately usher you in to the building to the direct south east of the statue there, and there is a cellar that they lead you down. And there are like 4 guards watching this building as you go down. And they lead you in.
Hey, Gary, is that you?
no one seems to respond. But you do get look.
Oh.
There seems to be no Gary here.
Sorry,
but-
thought I recognized you. Nice to meet you.
So you do head your way down into this, and it seems to be their war room. They've got like a big table played out. They got like a map of the area. They welcome you in, and they start discussing basically all that's just happened. They talk about how they've brought the plan. While they talk about how they're going to get this item to the dispenser that they've already set up. Fill it with the vial. How they're going to produce more. And as they discuss this, one of I believe Jennifer, she hands a letter to Anduin, who goes ahead and reads it and looks at you guys and nods and walks away and comes back, and he looks over and he gets a count of all the people that like you brought in, and he pulls out a pouch of gold. This is for your purposes, where you needed to get this caravan to, and so you will be paid. We have some money here that was set aside for basically hunters who would be coming to help, and this is your payment.
Well, lucky we took this instead of the shady sands, right, brother? Right, sister? Boris, you'd be proud. You love shiny metal. Look,
Yes.
there's a pile of shiny metal for you.
Oh, shiny metal.
Yes. Right?
Yes. Very
Yes.
lovely.
It is a little bit less than it would have been if you had gotten everyone here, but it's an okay amount of sum for a day's work. Your party gets 300 gold. Which I
There's a
would-
commoner. I thought we saved all of them.
All we lost a lot of guards.
died.
Yeah, but
Yeah, all the guards died, but we didn't get paid for the guards. We got paid for the commoners. Definitely all the guards died, but I think we saved all the commoners.
commoners were the bread and butter.
Exactly.
Yeah, they were the red amount, which is why you were getting most of the money here.
The money was for the commoners and not the guards. That was the
Well,
agreement.
the money was actually, and they'll show you this. The commoners weren't actually even important. It was just the vial that you were transporting.
Well, but that wasn't our contract. Our contract was for VIPs, which was all the commoners. So there was an initial cost.
I guess
to
what I'm
get-
saying is, and you were a little bit misled by your contractor, and you were being paid more than you would have been paid for if basically what you're being told is even if some of the commoners had died, you would still be getting paid.
But we're being
As
paid the proper amount, right? Because Brother Boris gets really upset when he doesn't get paid the proper amount. He loves these shiny bits of metal, and if Brother Boris doesn't get enough, he smashes things. I'm just trying to ensure that Brother Boris is very happy. We all like a happy Brother Boris, don't we, Brother Boris?
Yes, I do like to be happy.
You see, there you have it.
So let's see, 300 divided by 5.
I'm gonna push it to you guys.
Just want to make sure the math is adding up on my, the math's not adding up so far. So Eshlik is just,
Being actually. I mean, I was actually just looking for an honest accounting because I know that there was a price for the caravan and there was a price for VIPs. That's what you said. That's what my notes said. So I get it. It was actually, there was really only one VIP, but I don't think our contract called that out. Like, we were under the impression that all the commoners were our VIPs, which is why then we asked, you said the guards got paid. They had hazard duty. So if guards die, that's not really our problem. They're getting paid just like us.
Right.
So-
as far as you knew, that was going on.
Right. So our contract said to deliver the commoners, and we did deliver all the commoners. So I just said we should get the reward, as our contract states, was fulfilled 100%. I would not like anyone to besmirch the reputation of AC-13 and say we did not adhere to the letter of our contract or do our utmost in its execution.
How do I distribute money again? Where's the party sheet? I haven't done this in a while.
Party sheet would be the one with the eye.
Oh, it's the one that's disappeared from that's like glitched out and not appearing up there.
Oh, it's up there for me.
It's the second. So next to the swords, next to combat tracker is party sheet. So if it's glitched, just click where it should be. If you're icon doesn't appear. It's the one right to the right of the combat tracker. So I see 300 GP in there now. And it's distributed. Boom.
All right.
Ta-da!
All right, so it's at this moment, as you're being paid, that the door like the hatch at the top flies open, and down comes a very beaten and cut up looking woman with red hair, and she comes in, and they acknowledge her as Treya, the member of their party. And they look at her a little bewildered, and they ask her, Treya, it's good to see you. Where are the others? And she just shakes her head. Woodsman didn't make it. We got ambushed. Fucking gnolls are everywhere tonight. They're planning something big, but we found their hideout. Yeah. I'd say probably, yeah. And if not, then like the time you're spending here will be too, because it took about 2 hours to get there.
What?
And you had someone looking out for you. You didn't actually have to pay attention. So yeah, you guys could take a short rest here if you'd like, and go ahead and spend your hit dice.
I think you were just talking to Matt, and that's why, or Matt was on mute.
Oh no,
No, I put it in text because I'm trying not to chat him up so fucking much.
yeah. So she said, she's like, we found the hideout. They didn't like that, but we overheard some things. First thing, they know about the dispenser. They know about the poison. They know about the formula. They know that we're here. I think they knew about your the caravan. Look, they nod. Yeah, it was attacked. They former.
As I said,
They're clear.
Brother Ashley, a leaky boat.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't, and anyone will speak up. Well, it doesn't change what we have to do. We still gotta go, and we still have to put. We're being contracted to deal with the dust thing problem. We're not being contracted to deal with these gnolls. And she says, it's all the same thing. They're at least controlling the dust things to some degree, even if not entirely. And honestly, if we get rid of them now, everyone will get paid more.
It may not influence the end goal, brother, but it may influence how you go about it, yes, now that you know. So the gnolls are working in the service of someone who doesn't appreciate your little cleansing, if I should call it that.
He nods.
And to point of that, your enemies are aware of your plans, of your caravans, of your movements, probably your troop numbers. If they know all that, I don't see why they don't know everything else. It would be wise to adjust your plans based on this information.
He looks over at Ashley. She shrugs. Your call. And he looks back at you. We have our orders. We're getting paid to do something. And Treya will speak up. Yeah, but they're right. We have information that the people in Airfell don't have. We have a chance to make some extra coin and to strike hard at these gnolls, get them out of here now. Listen, if we should still go through, at least partially, with the plan on the river, but they're going to be devoting their forces to go and try to stop that, put an ambush. We can have a team distract them out there while another team goes in and fucking kills their leader. It'd be easy.
I'll lean back to the party. Hey, guys, don't we have a contract, something about, I don't know, like necromancers or something like that we have to get paid to do? We don't have time for this shit.
Andrew nods and points at Boris. He's got you see these folk, they got things to do. And Treya's waves him off. No, not if we pay them. If we pay them good enough, they're hunters like us. They'll do things. If we give them enough coin, they'll be able to help. She looks over at
coin involved.
See, she starts rubbing her fingers together. Money talks. That's how we ended up in this hellhole. And when she says, what do you plan on giving them? We don't have any more money. She looks over. Yeah, but you know who did have some stuff? The fucking woodsmen.
they're dead, and their bodies were dragged back into their pit. But you know what they had? They had gold on them from their payment, and they had an alchemist on their team, and that one fella with the spiky hair, he had a magic glove that shot acid out of it. He looks over at your party. She looks over at you. What do you say? You down to make some coin and get some free loot?
So say that again. Spiky hair, acid glove. Is this the Knoll? Like who?
These were the woodsmen. The other hunter party that was has apparently passed away.
Wait, is that the one that Treya's from? Is she from the Woodsman?
Treya is from the Grove Saints, but she was accompanying. They are not the Woodsmen are a much lower level, and how they ended up here you don't know, but they were. She was accompanying them. Basically, they were assisting.
You had just indicated to me previously that Anduin and Ashley are Grove Saints, and Treya was a Woodsman.
Treya was with the Woodsman.
Yeah, so
Treya was with the Woodsman. She's not a Woodsman. She was like chaperoning them essentially. Because they are not high enough ranked to do things on their own, basically. And obviously they weren't very good because they apparently died.
So are they all dead?
You asking her?
Yeah.
No, they weren't all dead when I left. There was still one alive. But they took him prisoner. Might be dead now. Short fellow. Cameron, I think. Look, I'm not saying that you have to help us out, but if you did, it'd be neat. We could offer you all the loot that's in that fucking cave, and there's got to be something interesting in there. Someone's controlling these things, so we have a chance to strike hard. We can't do it by ourselves, but we won't tell it against you if you say no. But this is our shot. I'll go with you. You can keep any loot you find in the caves, including any of the stuff from the Woodsman's corpse.
I mean, that's not like grave robbing, like corpse looting. It's not a crime.
Oh, Boris, you know before
it's
distributed. Repurposing, of course,
yes,
brother.
Yes,
you know.
Repurposing. It would be a waste to let monsters have magic items.
Really, Lord.
My major concern with this, Sister Treya, is that I believe that Brother Anduin and Sister Caldwell need to do a little homework here at home. Otherwise, it's very likely that these gnolls will see us coming from a mile away and slay us all out of hand as well. First and foremost, they need to find the leak of information as it flows to these gnolls, or the information will continue to flow, and it appears to me that it's flowing out of a spigot.
Oh. What spigot?
Yes, I know, Brother Drax. You love mechanical devices like spigot. Drax, why don't you fill them in on how a spigot works and how much liquid can be pumped through a spigot of a particular diameter in a particular amount of time? Let's say the amount of time it takes us to go find these gnolls.
Oh. Magic. That's how spigots work.
Anduin steps up. Look, there could be a mole. It's very unlikely. These gnolls haven't been here very long. My guess is it's somebody from the big city. Maybe some kind of cultist or something. We're not really here to deal with gnolls. We're here to deal with dust fangs, and we've got to do it either way.
Yes, but the dust fangs are protected by gnolls. You see how that works?
Yeah, it's not quite that simple. We've been fighting dust things for weeks now. Gnolls come by, they seem to have like a couple dust things under their control, but mostly we just fight dust things, and we've seen them attack the gnolls. These gnolls are just another problem. I don't know who's giving them information. They might just have a wizard or something working for them, some kind of cultist bullshit. But I don't know. I'd like to see them dead. I'm not the one who's trying to hire you here. That would be Treya. I think it's dumb. I think we should just go ahead and keep going on with what we were told to do, what we're being paid to do. But she strikes a good point. They clearly know what we're going to do. If you want, what?
I want to lean to sister quietly and be like, sister, should we leave these idiots to their inevitable doom, or what do you think?
I think their gold is as good as anybody else's.
Funny.
Well, it is, but they better pay us enough gold to walk into the trap that's been set, clearly.
What's the thing? The trap's not set at the hideout. They don't know we're there. The thing is...
Oh, sure, and they didn't know where the caravan was, and they didn't know. I don't
They knew where
think...
the caravan was. That's the thing. They knew where the caravan was, and they know what we're doing tonight, but they don't know that we know where their hideout is. We got caught.
Wait, how do you know that they don't know that we
Exactly,
don't know?
brother boy.
The
They're
things that they don't
ridiculous.
know.
They're only confident in what their enemy knows and does not know for reasons I cannot fathom. I know you love the shiny bits of metal, and the rest of you, I mean, we hunt monsters, that's our thing. So if we want to go hunt monsters for shiny bits of metal, I'm all aboard. But I would say, if this is the clown shoes that is in charge, we should extract at least a lot of shiny bits of metal from them.
I mean, we already got all the treasure in the cave. They're already giving us all the treasure.
Well, we have to go kill the gnolls, though, if we want.
You got the gold that was provided by Air Force.
Right.
They are telling you that there is an entire party's worth of treasure to be found in the cave.
That's what I'm saying. We go rob the whole cave and we get everything. They don't get anything out of it.
Boris! We are members of the Monster Hunting Guild. We don't steal from ourselves. That's what's colloquially known as biting the hand that feeds or shitting where you eat.
Actually, that's what we're offering, is that if you go do this, you can have all of it. Whatever's in there, it's yours.
Like, brother Boris. Nice and legal-like.
They are giving it to us. That it is ours to take if we want it.
Yes, but
It's
we wanted it in writing. Get it in writing. Never go back on writing.
Whoever it ended. Look, I don't know these people. Honestly, it's if there's someone's going to get rid of the gnoll problem, it's got to be while we're making a destruction, and if they want to do it, we can let them do it. If they don't want to do it, I mean, we'll get another chance.
Whisper to sister. I'm not so sure of that, sister.
Come on, guys. I know you want poison acid magic, love, and more coin. It's gonna be lots of coin.
Boris, I had to.
Brother Walter loves poison magic, acid, love. Don't you, brother? Probably. I mean, it's not Skyrite, but it's, I don't know, impressive in some sort of magical way.
Boris, so I had to pick you up last time.
So just for my unconfusion, so we have these people who are offering us a sort of a side job to go and investigate some gnolls.
No,
right?
murder.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
And then we have our main mission where we're supposed to head south into this marsh or swamp area.
The main mission is to go to Dolem Swamp. We are pursuing the Umbramantic Cult of the Weepers.
Specifically, we are going to...
or other things. But in Chansey, on the way to the Cult of the Weepers in the Dolem Swamp, we've chanced to cross... We've chanced to cross Chansey as we escorted the caravan. The gnolls were trying to capture the lady who had a scroll and a vial of a poison which will apparently end the poison dusk, or whatever the fucking dusky thingies are, their poison malevolence. And now Treya, who is a ranger, who is a grove saint, wants us to go to the gnoll hideout, who has been protecting, or at least trying to get a hold of the poison and scroll that somehow knows, and murder them before they can succeed in their dastardly plot to let the duck things keep poisoning. Right. Keep their poisoning fucking thing going.
Okay. All right.
And to build on that, just remind you, you're not going to the swamp you're going near the swamp. You're going to the city of Cofferswan, or to meet a contact.
I did not want to go to the swamp anyway, so I say we stay away from the swamp for a little while longer.
That is like another few days of travel. By the way,
Cofferswan.
What's that?
The town is called Cofferswan?
Cofferswan, yes.
Okay, because you did say we were going through the Dolem Swamp.
That is where you will probably end up at some point. Your first contact is in Cofferswan. You know that the previous people disappeared into the swamp without telling anyone where they were going, and that's basically, you're picking up where they left off, essentially.
It's all about the journey to me, you know. But so we have our immediate destination, or our larger destination of Cofferswan, and our current destination, as in the region of Chansey, where we can end the Knoll overseeing of attempting to sabotage their efforts to cleanse the water source.
Or as you know, you're not quite sure what's going on with Knowles.
Well, yeah.
You just gotta kill him and take the treasure.
And I've said I am totally fine. I mean, we can do whatever you guys want. I'm totally fine with going to kill the Knolls. I'm just saying they should pay us really well, because honestly, these hunters are idiots. Like, they don't know and don't know, or why. They said, oh, it must have come from the city, but how do they know that? Like, they don't know anything. And so then Treya's like, oh, they definitely don't know we know where their hideout's at, except that when we get at their hideout, they totally fucking know where our hideout. What if Treya's the traitor? I don't know. I'm just saying, these hunters are really fucking trusting, and killing Knolls is fine with me, but since they seem to be
Where is Treya? Where is Treya?
So there is Treya, Ashley, and Anduin, and we are all with them. They are Grove Saints hunters. They are of a similar rank and region to us. Their job was to
But do we have any reason to distrust Treya?
No, I'm saying it could be Treya, it could be Ashley, it could be Anduin. It could have been one of the woodsmen that got murdered, but we do know that someone passed information to them, because they knew when our caravan was coming. They knew that Jennifer had the vial, because they specifically went after her. The Knolls, honestly, no one can explain why the Knolls are even trying to help the Dusk things. So that, to me, indicates there's a larger intelligence behind this plot that they are blissfully unaware of.
Well, we do know that mages have something to do with creating these dust veins, correct?
The mages, yeah, but I think that could go back very long time. That the mages probably created a cataclysm that's called the Emergence, which causes swirling kind of corruptive magic, let's say, that kind of stays in areas or swirls around it like fucking hurricanes, that interacts with local wildlife and creates mutations like the Dusk Fangs, right? So we don't know that it was this instant is necessarily a single wizard with a thought. This may just be an effect of the Emergence, with this swirling shitty magic that's swirling all over this world and fucking things up in its wake.
Hey, we don't have to figure all of this out right now. We can go to the cave.
Exactly. Can we just
figure the shit out at the
do
cave?
do that?
Guys, a lowdown saying that you should get some good money. My basic point is that you should get good money for this, and if they give us the whole vault, then that sounds like good money. I'm just saying we shouldn't walk into this shit for fucking $20. That's all I'm saying.
But we get magic items. We get to loot corpses.
Yeah, we get their whole thing. I don't know.
We
right.
get everything in the cave.
Whole magic
Seems like
vault.
a good deal.
A song and a dance is not fucking why I'd take over this fucking.
You know what,
shit.
brother? You push a hard bargain. Why don't we just go ahead and do it? Let's go. I'm in.
Well said, Brother Walter. That's the spirit. Monster hunters. That's what we are. Now let's go hunt some monsters.
All right then. So
Brother Boris, we're gonna snag an extraordinarily large and fearsome skull for you.
More importantly, give yourself an inspiration, brother, because you've been asking a lot of very important questions today. And from your experience, you do a lot of research because you're from the Order. Gnolls are not smart. Gnolls, especially like the feral type of forest gnolls that come from Airfell, are not smart enough to come up with plans like this at all. So there has to be a mastermind. So, yeah, some of the good questions there. They pull out, they on the table, they build a map, and they start planning it out. They look at everyone over. All right, we rest. We get up first thing before dawn. We still have to go through it. There's no way. If we don't go, they have a point. There might be a trap waiting for them. There's definitely a trap waiting for us. But we have to go and make a distraction, because if we don't, they'll know that we know about that they know about our shit. And if we don't, they'll send all their forces back to the hideout, and they'll like, you won't be able to get out.
So I'd like to do something. I would like to, so Treya, I think that Treya would be included in our planning, right? Before, so we're gonna rest, we're gonna plan, we're gonna fucking kill all the gnolls, and Treya's the one that's really into coming with us. Cool. Treya can be on the plan. I would like to write a plan that's absolutely not true of what we're gonna do, and I want to leave it where basically Anduin or Ashley or anyone else can find it other than Treya. That way, if one thing happens and Treya knows, I'll know one thing, and if something happens and Treya doesn't know, then I'll know we can trust, a little disinformation. So I'm going to write a false plan, and I'll leave it in our quarters or, somewhere where someone who's not Treya can discover our false plan, which will just disinformation and say we're going to zig instead of zagging or whatever.
So you're trying to trick Treya or trying to trick everyone?
Everyone but Treya. Either way, I'll know, right? So if we get ambushed, Treya's the only one who knows, then Treya told. And if they go to the other place where our disinformation said, then we know at least, we don't know who it is, but we know that we can trust Treya. Basically, I want to see if we can trust Treya. And she's the most gung-ho to go with us, so I figure why not? We should probably include her. And we'll trust her by default and see what happens.
Do you inform her of this plan?
Fuck no.
Okay. Yeah, I would like you to make a deception. Whoever's going to write this plan, make a deception check for the plan, just in case.
So let me do that. Actually, so would my forgery kit help?
Indeed, sis. I need you to write me another one of those quick notes. Like we did for the marks.
Not really forging a letter unless you're trying to write it in someone else's thing.
Forge is such a strong word.
I mean, I'm trying to write it in Walter's handwriting.
You can do that. If you want to try to forge a note with someone else, you would make your proficiency roll, and I think it's a sleight of hand check. For doing that. If you want to just do a deception roll, you can just do a deception as well.
I have a +5 in deception.
Oh, sister, I always love watching you write these notes. They're so evocative, and the characters, you bring them to life.
You can also assist each other in this action.
Yeah, I got a 19, so.
Right. I can assist you in deception, so feel free. I mean, actually, what's your deception?
+5 is mine.
Mine's +6. Sister, what's yours? Because
me and sister are
doing. I mean, I already rolled a 19, so.
Yeah.
So you write this letter out, and you're like, yeah, no, the language used here. It's simple enough to where someone reading this, you can't really. It's hard to discern falsities from a note, and you're pretty sure that this looks like you wrote it out during your battle plan meeting.
So they don't know. Like, I mean, as long as we give convincing directions and they're not nonsense, like throw the Cthulhu down the Scoffaloo. Like, if it sounds like it's a real plan, I don't really see why they would know any different, having not known us and just been like, oh, look, it's a piece of paper. They said, take the wagons north to the, I mean, as long as we don't do something ridiculous like ride the rainbow to fucking Candyland.
We are riding the rainbow to Candyland.
Don't tell them that, Brother Drax.
You told me. Candyland. Real. Get all candy.
That's a secret plan, Brother Drax. Don't speak of it.
So
secret.
So they make their plan. They talk about how they're going to go to the river. They're going to try to make a big distraction to give the gnolls like kind of what they want and try to put up a fight. Less they're no longer interested in poisoning doing the river and filling up the dispenser this time around. They know it's a trap. They're just going to try to cause a ruckus And if they can kill everybody and then and do their fill the dispenser, then that's great. They're going to give you guys a window to hopefully go there when there's not as much gnolls around. And Treya comes up to you, and she starts trying to work through your guys' approach plan. And she lets you know there's a couple. She knows a couple ways. She only saw the. She's seen it once. She knows that she doesn't know what's inside, but she knows they usually have like 2 to 3 guards outside. They didn't get much more of you before they like left. They were like following a group of predators, trying to get information out of them. But she knows basically three ways to get there. The first way is to follow up the river until you get to get like about halfway there, and then you go up to the cliff edge, and you follow the cliff all the way to the entrance. The downsides with that would be that you're following the river, which is pretty much where predators go, where like all this fighting is happening, and it's also where the distraction force is going with you. So you might draw more attention. There's also the cliff face. It's a little bit more open. They can ambush you from above. She also tells you she knows a path that cuts kind of just straight through the forest. She's pretty good at navigating the forest and would be able to help guide there. Obviously, it would give you more cover, but it would also give your enemies more cover. And the third way is there is a trail that leads about halfway there. It'll get you there pretty quickly, but it's very open for attack. She wants to know which way you guys think would be the best way to go.
Well, sister, I think we should take the forest road where we can navigate and we all have cover, but leave our false trail that we're going to follow the river and attempt the cliff ascension. Anyone else? Brother Boss? Brother Drac? Brother Walter?
Yeah, I don't want to go up a cliff.
I love cliffs.
But we have.
No, but we don't let them think we go. It'll be great fun. They'll have to like fly birds or something around it and bomb it, and they'll probably fall off in droves. It'll be very amusing. I mean,
we have a seer with us. Why doesn't he just tell us where the ambush is?
Indeed, Brother Walter.
Look into your crystal ball, or
use your visions and tell us the correct path.
You guys know it doesn't actually work like that.
That's not what you said, Brother Walter. You're a seer. Do some seeing.
You told me it works like
right
that.
in the sky.
Sister, why do we have a seer that can't see anything?
Well, I'm working on it slowly, but spells are expensive, and the
well, get some chicken bones from the
hasn't paid off yet, so.
Brother Boris has an enormous amount of bones. Borrow some bones from Boris, throw them around on the floor, and tell us what you see, Diviner.
But Walter, we got money from rescuing people.
Did
you spend that money?
Overthinking all of this. I think we just need to go in and kill some gnolls and take some treasure and, I don't know, loot some dead bodies maybe, steal some magic items.
That's an excellent plan, Brother Boris. Very excellent. I believe we're going to follow that to the full letter. As long as we know, should we take the forest and throw shade on the cliff? Get that? It's a joke.
Well, I mean, really, I was just trying to bring Walter into the conversation here. I mean,
but he's not.
He doesn't have to literally tell the future.
No, he can just do a dance or throw bones or throw up on the floor and throw a vomit. We'll all buy it.
I mean, well, toss the bones then, for Christ's sake.
Yes, toss the bones. Toss the bones, Walter.
I don't toss my bones. Somebody else do it.
Oh, don't make this weird, brother. I was in a monastery. Just don't.
Sorry for your experience. So. All right, hey, looking at the bones here, let's see. I think the best thing we could do is let Boris go in as a big, scary, kind of focus of attention, And once he
We
sees
have a choice of 3 paths.
oh,
We can take the quick way that leaves us open, or we can take a more stealthy route.
well, I suppose I'm advocating for the quick way, with
Okay.
Boris leading the charge, attempting to draw the enemy out so that the rest of us can jump in there and make sure he doesn't die. Oh, by the way, I got another fireball since we short rested, so that's good. So if we can kind of complement
Is
together.
that, Brother Walter? I mean, seriously, the last time you said you seem a bit indiscriminate with fireball. That's all I'm gonna say.
Look, he asked specifically for me to fireball him.
What? Did he really?
It's true. It's true.
I
He did.
did, but
It's
in
true.
retrospect, is
Not
probably
the
not the
most
best idea. To
tactical decision. Yes.
Yes, very,
No.
very hot, very burny my flesh in here.
So,
Yeah, I know.
gentlemen,
Crowds still haven't actually come back. That's
right, gentlemen, we have a
probably going to take another week or two.
I would like you to vote for either the forest or the trail. The
Oh.
forest has cover for everyone. The trail is fast and open.
I'm going with fast and open.
Now, cast your vote. Forest or trail?
Trail.
You said
Forest.
Oh, sorry, forest.
direct right in the face of them.
So
Direct
good,
attack.
Scribe it down.
Where would we scribe? Where's paper?
Okay, so we're gonna take the covered route because I heard
Okay.
at least 3 people say that.
Yeah, yeah.
So, long story short, let's go
Say
to the
forest.
forest.
There you go. Boom.
I want to try to sneak ahead and set up some kind of ambush. That is my plan.
How far ahead are you? Or explain what you mean by that and how you want to do that.
So, I'm sneaky, and I guess anybody else who's sneaky can join me in scouting ahead.
Hi, sneaky.
Sister.
And so I want to scout ahead, sneaking, and just taking our time. And I want to try to see the enemy before they see us, and set up an ambush.
Hi, sneaky.
Now, I can't really be more particular than that until I kind of know some details.
So you are not. So you're not leaving quite yet. You're gonna leave first thing in the morning, but right before dawn, or a little like 2 hours. So you guys are gonna have time to get a long rest in if you'd want. Are you saying you'd like to forgo that in order to try to scout out the area and?
I think we should get our long rest, get any provisions we need, and whatever meager provisions the shithole town has if it's not a town. And then we move to that map, and then Ishlek, and I have caltrips or something, so we could
So if
see the
you're
map set up.
if you're saying that I could scout ahead tonight, and then have the ambush set up, and then when everybody leaves in the morning, actually perform it, then I could do that. I really don't need a long rest. I've taken no damage and I've used no spells.
You
so.
could try to do that. I believe you're an elf, so you only need 4 hours anyways of meditation.
Oh.
So, yeah. So the biggest things that come to this idea is you don't really know where you're going, and you don't know how far it is. But you may attempt, if you'd like, if you get some information from Treya on the general path you'd be taking, and then try to go like a little bit ahead, and scout it out. You can definitely do that.
I would like Sister Treya to accompany Sister. I'm feeling a little tuckered out from earlier, but I'd feel wrong letting her go out alone. So will Treya accompany my sister?
Yeah, make a persuasion check.
So I'll spend an inspiration on that.
Okay.
No, it's a-
13's not bad. She gives a sigh. Yeah. If we go about a third of the way, there is a
Now,
a
girls, sisters. I'm sorry, but sisters, if you get into any trouble at all, don't hesitate to skywrite for help.
don't know what that
Oh,
means.
shit, Brother Walter won't be with you. Damn it, Brother Walter! Where are you and your skywrite?
But what do you want me to put up there, bud?
Nothing. Go back to sleep, Brother Walter. It's fine.
Okay. I mean, are we going? Like, I hate walking through the forest. What are we doing here?
Well, I think you're going to sleep. So
Yeah.
I guess so.
What I was just trying to give you an out with skywrite, okay? Just play into it. I was really trying to give you an out for skywrite.
All right.
Treya will tell you that if you two were to go like an hour early, or not like for an hour ahead, you could about 45 minutes in. It's probably, she says it's like moving at a good pace. You can get there in like 2.5 hours. You go 45 minutes in. There is a specific little hunting trail that she knows that they patrol quite frequently. Not just patrol, but they tend to send their Direfang riders down this path, and they're scary if they get the drop on you. But if you get the drop on them, they're quite easy to dispatch. And she knows a place where you could set up. You might be able to get some information on their movements for the night doing that, and you might be able to get the drop on them if they try to come through. Is that what you'd like to do?
sure.
Oh, go ahead and give me a stealth roll as you guys make it your way through the night. Yeah, so you both move expertly. You watch the rest of you who are awake at all watch them just disappear in the night out the door, and they just kind of, you guys just kind of she leads you northwest into the woods, and you go for, and like that, and you see she's about as well versed in the art of like not getting seen as you are, and she leads you through the canopies of the trees, stopping every now and then, like they're giving you a hand signal to move forward. There's sometimes when you like get low to the ground, sometimes when you just bolt for it, and eventually after about 40 minutes of travel, she gets you to this place she was talking about, and there is it's not a real trail, it's like the ground has been like run on, so like repetitively enough to where like the foliage is just now starting to die, and she tells you to stop, and within like 15 minutes of you being there, like one of these riders does run past, and it seems to be like kind of, and you wait, and as the night goes on, you wait for regular, it seems there's like a regular interval between like an hour and a half to 2 hours. One of these guys will ride past, and you're not always in the same direction. They seem like they might be running notes, or they might be running information back and forth. It's hard to tell what they're doing, but it does seem to be a regular interval of things. And with your hiding abilities, they never seem to notice you. Everyone else can take a long rest.
Yay!
What do I do for a long rest?
I technically do it.
He's got to press the button for us. Let me get our shit back.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so should I switch up to Mind Spike? Or has Shatter been doing?
Have you ever cast Shatter?
It's true. It's an AoE. I think I'm going with Spike. Alright. Oh, and then Mirror Image or Dragon's Breath. Dragon's Breath I can cast on my familiar and he can breathe fire then, but it exposes him to getting killed, and that's not fun.
Correct.
Well, it's not just for your familiar, though. Remember,
It's
you can
anybody.
touch anyone and give them. Yeah, so you can give that to anyone.
Wait, what?
Yeah, but it
Yeah, the Dragon's Breath spell, he touches somebody and they gain a
requires
breath
you-
weapon. Now, it's not
Yeah.
the most powerful, but still, you have a breath weapon, so if you say
It-
don't have the
It
right
requires
image
you
type.
to use action though for it, right?
Well, yeah, it's like casting a
It's
spell
so
that
good
you
on
don't have.
familiar.
It's
The
like an
familiar
innate Dragonborn ability, only you're not
can't
Dragonborn.
otherwise attack. But
So
yes,
what's going on?
I
It's
agree.
pretty cool.
Sister, just roll me a d20 for me.
And my opinion on your spell list, Walter, is you should prepare whatever you want to.
Yes.
Well, I was asking for input, not. I mean,
That's my input.
okay. Well, it doesn't matter, I suppose.
Yeah, my input is. I mean, they're both good spells, so it depends on how you want to play. I mean, they're both great spells. Blur was the other one you mentioned, right? Blur is awesome, like because it's pretty fucking awesome. I mean, but it depends. Are you more worried about fucking shit up or like not getting killed? And in your experience, what's been your biggest problem? Fucking shit up or not getting killed? That's how I'd pick that spell if I were you.
So at throughout the night, you do manage to view and watch. The two of you deduce a couple things, watching the patterns. Every now and then, maybe someone, like one of them stops, like to take a piss, and like you listen to them groan to themselves, and you get some information, and you notice some movements. You get the feeling that you could easily set up a few, like if you time it right, like about an hour before like your party gets there, you could easily set up a couple tripwires and some traps that would let you get the drop on a hunt on the when the riders start coming through, and you overhear that there's the bigger rider party that involves 4 riders usually makes their rounds through this trap. They're gonna be heading back to the out of the away from the their den towards the river at around that time. And if you wanted to, you could set up an ambush, and that would prevent them from being able to, ride back in the event where someone found out you were attacking their home.
Right. Prevent them with death.
Yeah, essentially. you have.
I like that prevention. That's a good prevention method.
Okay. What was the girl's name who's with me? Trina?
Freya.
Treya. I'm gonna just tell
Treya
Treya.
is a red-haired hunter of the Grove Saints.
Hmm. I'm just gonna tell her. I'm gonna thank her for showing me the way. I think that this will be invaluable. I'm gonna stay here and set up some traps. I want you to go and find the others and let them know of the plan. And also, please ask them not to fuck it up.
She will hand you. She nods and she hands you a vial. She says, "If you're gonna set up some wires or some spikes or something, use this." She hands you a vial of poison, and it's a different color than any poison you've ever seen before. Just tip it on just tip it on your on the wire. Just tip it on the blade. Give it a little bit of effect. And she heads out.
I give her a nod.
There's exactly 2 doses in there, so you can apply it to 2 different things.
Thank you.
And she starts heading back. Good luck.
You as well. Remember to tell them to not fuck it up.
I'll make sure they know that you said that. I'm sure they'll believe it came from you.
Yeah, and so I'll set up some snares or whatever. I'm gonna keep the vial of poison, and so I can tell that this is. I mean, you said this is a poison where can I determine the effect that this poison might have?
Your poisoner's kit, you can do a poisoner's roll, and you can try to determine that.
Okay, yeah, let's see. Well, I got a 10, so
That's average. Yeah, you get the idea that that this poison, it's like a one-use thing, and specifically, it causes like a round of paralysis.
Ah, indeed. Cool. So, man, I guess if I could set up a snare, I mean, can I set up like some kind of like punji sticks to like jab out and stab some of these riders as they ride through?
So I'll say you can name up to 3 traps that you can set up here, and you just describe what you want them to be, and I'll decide like where they'll go to get the effect.
Okay, so I want to set up a. So these guys are coming through on horses.
On
So I'll,
dire things.
dire fangs. Fuck. Okay. Well, I want to set up a punji stick pit trap. I want to set up 2 of those, and I want to dose the poison onto the spikes so that hopefully their mounts will step in there and either fall and break a leg or be paralyzed by the poison.
All right.
Also, I'm gonna set up. I'm not sure how elaborate my traps can get, but I'll also set up like a couple of like net traps. Like you step on it and it like sucks you up into the.
Like the
sucks you up in a net, like Star Wars style.
Was it Scooby-Doo style?
Like Ewok style. Yeah.
So I'll say you can get 3 traps total of any kind. So if you want to do like
there you go.
So you can do like 2 spike picks and a net trap if you like.
There you go. Perfect.
All right. So you set that up, and easy to do. You guys are hunters. You could set up you can dig out a pit trap. Not gonna be. It's probably gonna be like we'll say it's like a 5-foot trap. You get you probably have some tools to do that with.
Yeah.
Just set those in the middle of the road, I assume, or whatever, in the middle of the trail,
Yep.
and then yeah. All right, sounds good. And so Treya comes back in, makes it, and wakes you all up a little, like a couple hours before dawn. Ready to go?
Yes, let's go.
Almost ready for a fight.
All right, let's get going. So she starts leading you all out. So I need everyone, including Eshlik, to do 2 things. Actually, everyone needs to make a stealth roll real quick as you go out.
Wait, I'm on a horse.
She recommends you don't bring a horse to the woods. It's going to be a little bit.
Very
No,
clippy,
Be a
clippy.
little bit too thick for that.
Wait, if I leave my horse, is it gonna get eaten by dusk fangs though?
No, I mean you staple it.
You look around. It looks like this base camp is very well defended. There's not a lot of people corpses, but there's a lot of duskfang corpses around here.
Like, where are we leaving the cart? Because there's a horse on the cart, right?
All the carts seem to have been like placed by the statue in the very middle of this little village.
Yeah, the carts are delivered here to this shithole in Chansey area. Which is not Chansey, but is Chansey. But Chansey's a big place with little shitholes like this.
Yeah, it's more of an area than a single village.
Yeah, shithole 1 in Chancel area. It's been delivered.
We took our cart too, right? Like our cart's here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I'll leave my horse with the cart, and I guess I'll give him some food. Like, it's okay, boy.
Right.
I'll come back for you.
So, someone who is not Eshlik, I need you to roll me a d6. The encounter dice.
Change my color here.
Hey, did you want me to roll a stealth check as well?
Go ahead and roll one just to see how well you stay hidden while you do all make these traps and stuff.
There you go, a d6. 1.
Yeah, even with a 4. Okay, a 1.
Oh wait, I'm poisoned. Should I still be poisoned?
No. You shouldn't, because you took a long rest, I think. Pretty sure that gets rid of that.
Back in a bit, guys.
Okay. So you roll. So you guys
You're double poisoned now.
Stack them on up.
Stop that.
Quadrillion poisoned.
It is annoying for me to.
What happens? What happens when I roll?
A disadvantage is disadvantage.
Yeah, it just even you can only get single disadvantage. You can't get double disadvantage. It just adds
You
up.
gotta roll a bajillion disadvantages, Boris.
Okay.
You just keep rolling those disadvantages for us.
Okay. So. God damn, what's the one on the table? All right. So as you go, Freya like lifts up her hand. She's like, "Shh, stop! Everyone, get down!" And she like hides behind a tree. What do you guys do?
Oh man, yeah, Boris is gonna follow suit.
I mean, I'm gonna climb a tree, hide in
Right.
it. Or if there's a low bush, I'll hide in a bush
So
because I'm a short guy.
we're gonna go ahead and use your group stealth check for this. And so you all hide, climb into your trees, get into positions, and you hear the sounds of gnolls coming. Not one, not two, but like several, a lot. And she just like holds up her finger to like her mouth, like shh. And like as they run past, it seems like this is a very large. This might be like a good portion of the ones that are gonna go like attack the river site. And they seem to be moving with some sort of hurry. One does stop and look around and gives a sniff, but then keeps going. Drax coming in clutch with a 25, brought that average up. Yeah. So yeah, you guys go ahead and you continue traveling until for like another couple of like 20 minutes, and you get to the point where Eshlik is waiting. You have about 10 minutes before you think before you expect this group of riders to come by. Does everyone wanna? I'm gonna give you guys a map. It's probably just a reuse map. I'm gonna show you where the traps are, and then you guys can set yourselves up if you'd like to do this ambush.
Let's go.
Well, finally,
Wait, where's the cave?
it's coming. His map is coming. And we're gonna set the ambush up. Wait for the map.
Eshlik went
Wait.
ahead and discovered that this is an area where some of the riders, their fast attack people, go through, and she made the decision to set up an ambush to just get them out of the picture, so they can't interfere later, I guess. I'm getting the map right now.
A few caltrops won't take care of a sister. Couple of pointed bamboo sticks.
Yes, just be careful where you
Falls, traps, swinging logs on chains. I know. The variety is endless and always amusing.
We're just going to use this map again because we can. Because I forgot to save the other map. It's fine. So here we go. Okay. So the traps. I gotta first set you guys on here.
I gotta
I'll
wait for
put
that.
a tray in. So we need.
Hey Nick, while we're loading this, did you see the combat carousel that's in now?
combat carousel.
Yeah, go
Oh yeah,
check
oh
out.
yeah, I did see that.
Go
Yeah.
start combat, and you see those pictures, those portraits at the top, and you can see whose turn it is, and it goes through them. Yeah, that's combat carousel. It's pretty badass.
I'll have to review that for Wednesday.
Just go throw a bunch of assholes in combat and look at the top. You'll see all their portraits, and it moves through them. You know, like a circle, kind of like, you know. It's
nice.
Yeah, let me know if there's a lot of shit I didn't reinstall, because some of it is maybe questionably compatible or not compatible. So I kind of loaded the stuff that it looked like definitely worked, and I know our characters, like our items, our magic items, are going to be broken because it's the new dynamic of effects, which is now in core. It's not really a module anymore, so they had to rewrite. Some of it is, but yeah, all our magic stuff's gonna fucking shit itself.
Right. So these riders are gonna be coming from the north.
Nice.
The small squares are your punji traps. The big square is your net. Place yourselves where you'd like to be
I don't
placed.
see squares.
Yeah, I don't see any squares.
Oh, I see some.
These squares.
I see a map, but no squares.
Right now.
Oh,
No squares.
Visible at all.
wait a minute. Which direction did you say they were coming? This way
Yeah,
or
that way.
this way?
They're coming down.
Oh, they're coming down from the road. Okay.
I don't know how to make these.
Wait, I saw
drawing-
your arrows.
Yeah,
I am in a tree, up high.
they're coming this way. That's what he's saying.
Where am I? Oh, there.
Yeah, so I'm in.
You're right there, Walter. And Boris is right.
You see them now.
Yeah, I see the traps.
Okay. I had to
Oh,
change.
okay. I
So
see.
what are these traps?
All right. So she's actually
traps.
set out. The two small ones are like punji spike pits tipped in poison that Ashlik set up, and the big one is a net
Shit.
trap that she set up between the trees. So you can set your tokens wherever you like for this encounter. You will have a full round ahead. As you are ambushing them.
All right.
Wait a minute.
I think I'm hiding behind this big rock with sister.
I am in a bush or a tree. There we go.
Great. Trey will get up in a
Do
tree.
you want to be closer together, fellas? Or oh wait,
feel,
no,
I feel where you're
no,
going,
this is good. Yeah, this
Brother
is good.
Walter. Brother Walter.
But why are you beside me?
But it's a nice rock. I can like peek out and bang bang.
What's this?
I-
Bang, bang,
I'm not
this
much.
way?
I'm not much of a tree climbing kind of guy.
Come now.
At least get your own
Nice.
side. I mean,
Walter, he's a wizard. He'll help you with wizard things. Make you grow big, strong, throw lightning bolts. I don't know.
Oh, hey, you got that new icon for bias?
I have not done that. I'm sorry. I meant to do that today, but it's been a long day.
Problem?
Do you send me a message in Telegram, and I'll remember to do that this week. I'm just getting the encounter build real quick because this is actually an impromptu encounter.
well, that's better than promptu.
I did not actually prepare for you guys to make a trap here. That's some quick thinking right there. Okay. It's okay. I thought these guys would be attacking you in a bigger group, but nope, you're gonna ambush them. Because you guys are those kind of players.
What are you saying about me?
No, you guys are great. Just
For me to poop on. Just kidding.
Dude,
No,
the
no,
greatest
no. I kid.
insult comic ever.
Burt Reynolds is great. I love his mustache. It's wonderful.
okay.
Or me to
So,
poop on.
you guys can
Oh.
you guys hear as they come. The stomping of paws on dirt, big paws just slamming into the ground as these guys approach. And you all get ready. You all ready your weapons. You get ready to go. As they come very fast too. They're moving at quite the speed, and almost like perfect clockwork. they the first two, just the first one, like they're running in like 2 rows of 2. The first one and the second one basically like just slam into these traps and just fall and trip.
Are we supposed to be
And
seeing
they're
tokens?
not on the board yet. They're not on the board. I got to see what the effect of these traps is. I got to roll for them first. Okay, well that's a failure. Ooh, that's even worse. Okay, so as the fight starts, let me drag these things over. The first one here, it kind of falls halfway into it. It's a little bit smaller than the dire thing, but it falls into it. Seems to take some damage. Oh wow. Okay. And off of him flies his rider, like a good 10 feet. And he did not make a save either, so he will also be. Sorry, I'm gonna make the wall visible real quick.
Somebody's riding a goddamn dire fang? What the friggity diggity?
So this one.
Oh no! Don't worry, brothers. It says that no one will know we're here. They'll never see us coming. They've got no idea.
Well, we're ambushing them, so.
Seeing the two in front fall, both of these go flying. They both take considerable amount of damage. So the dust fangs each take that much. Those guys, they fly and take damage. Seeing this happen, this guy kind of veers off the path. Let's roll for them. Oof! It's a natural 1. So your trap goes up. It's not quite strong enough to fully lift a dust fang off the ground, but it's enough to trip it up and make it like kind of like tangle it up to where it's like wrapped up in this net now, with its rider like kind of pressed up against them, and they kind of like go flying and rolling over here, prone
like,
on the ground.
Yeah, mechanically prone. Yeah,
they are mechanically prone. I've got to apply an effect. This group, this rider keeps running through. Everyone may now take a surprise round of action, because you guys are ambushing them. If everyone would like to do something right now before combat starts, go ahead. You get 1 round.
Oh, how about we
roll
initiative?
Yeah. Well, initiative has...
No, but you want to roll initiative so that you can have, like, for example, Walter could go.
Yeah, so we know the order to do our stuff. And you should roll the Dire Fangs initiative too.
Yeah, all it means is surprise round is that the Dire Fangs simply pass their turn. Everyone rolls initiative, we act, and everyone else on their team just says pass, 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 pass.
That reroll? No. Excellent.
So the people who took damage were Null Predator 2. He took that much.
We can't see those rolls.
Oh, I know. But I...
Okay. Well, when you say that much, it's like...
Well, that's what he's saying. That much.
That much. They took that much.
You don't know how much. You don't know specifically how much damage these guys
that
took.
much.
Yeah,
I knew that.
It was that
Yeah.
much. Walter, it was that much.
Yeah, I know that. Why do you guys think I don't know that?
Because you're staring off into space.
Well, you didn't know where the fucking ambush was.
That's true. I did not foresee this at all in my goddamn crystal. I told you it didn't work that way.
Do you even have a crystal ball?
What happened to your crystal ball?
Surprised.
No.
Surprised.
You know how expensive crystal balls are.
All right, brother, it's your go.
Oh boy. Well, shit. There's a bunch of group of fucking assholes.
It should be known. I will go put these effects on. While they are surprised, they will start the two dust things who touch that trap will miss an additional round because they will be paralyzed for it. Dire thing 1 and 2. They have been paralyzed by the punchy sticks, tipped and coated in poison.
Learn that trick back in Nam.
And Predator 4 and Dire Thing 4 are both currently restrained, I believe, by this net. So I will start putting those effects on what you do, what you're gonna do.
I guess I'll shoot at... I don't want to come out of my tree because I'm up in a tree, so I'm gonna shoot a short bow. Which I think is still... That's a monk weapon, right? Is a short bow monk weapon, or... Yeah, I think it is.
I'll go look that up later. We can say yes for now.
Yeah, I think it is. Oh, well, that's a fucking miss. Second attack. That's also a fucking miss, because I'm a turd burglar. That is actually my name, Brother Turd Burglar. Bonus action. What shall I do?
Burgle some turtles.
Yeah, do what? Gurgle some turtle?
Burgle some turds.
Gurgle some nerds.
Yep.
I think actually as a monk, since I have like Hidden Dragon, I'm gonna try to fucking leap. That's 10 feet, which I should be able to run.
Just do that.
Tree, like,
yeah, you can just do that from 10 feet.
Okay, and then I'm done.
Okay. It's now Treya's turn. She's going to take some shots as well. And she is going to use her ability, Venom of the Aggro Saints, to add an additional d6 poison damage to that. Dealing 12. Plus 4, so dealing 16 damage to Dire Fang 3. And she's going to take another shot. Hitting. Dealing another 10. So she just lets 2 arrows, one tipped in her special blend of poison, just goes swing right into this Dire Fang 3's neck. Dire Fang 1 cannot move. He cannot move. Walter.
Okie dokie. Well, you know, sometimes it's a good idea to just open up with bang or multiple bangs.
Jesus Christ, Walter.
I like Pyromaniac, Walter.
When did Walter get useful in combat? I as a DM really liked, narratively useful Walter.
When was that?
Sorry, narratively intriguing Walter. Combat effective Walter, man, I'm getting used to.
So there's just gonna be a little kind of flicker flame at the tips of Walter's fingers. He's hold it up to his mouth and blow, and instead of like a ball, the fireball is like a smoke ring that just flies out and explodes in all of these guys' faces. Oh, damn it, it's making I had targeted Y. Yeah.
Because Even you hate Bias, apparently.
Yeah, see this? Like, why is it making bias target? I hit the set active PC button and
I haven't put the paralyzed on Dire Fang 1 or 2 yet. So they will automatically fail their saving throw. Just to let you know.
well, go ahead and put that on them while I attempt to target the
Just click
these
yourself.
guys.
Boris calls out to Walter.
You
Oh,
do it,
Walter,
friend.
that's so hot. My skin's still sensitive from last time.
You're fine. You're fine. Just duck, Boris. Get that effect on, because I'm ready to cast.
I think so. Go ahead.
All right.
There you go. Auto fail. So
Why didn't it hit the Dire Fangs?
it did. It auto failed.
We didn't get to see the auto.
Oh, I just didn't see it. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
why is it
Yeah.
not showing you those rolls?
DM rolls are not
Unless
enabled in
you.
your set.
Maybe it's because it auto failed and it didn't show it. Did it show you like the failure for the predators?
Yes.
Interesting. Well, they both did auto fail. So go ahead and it showed it for me. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh, so they all failed. Sorry, I was.
Yeah, everyone
decided if I
failed.
wanted to shorten that or not.
Oh, I saw what, a 6.
You incinerate them
Hello.
all.
Oh my god, they all died.
They all are dead. They just in a burst of flame. They just Walter steps up from behind the rock, just like finger guns out a little fire, a little spark of fire that flies over into the center there and just ignites, singeing all the fur off their bodies instantly, putting a horrible smell in the air. Terrible screams, and then it's over. Just charred bodies lying limp in these dugout holes.
I'm just sitting in my own tree, and I'm like, well, I hope Brother Boris saw that. That was fantastic.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, not to sell. Change pants.
I'm gonna run back behind that rock and hide.
Okay. Narratively, you can't actually hide.
Okay, it's what I'm saying. Yeah, and then Baez is gonna run over to Sister.
Okay.
And provide assistance.
I just swat the bird away.
It's actually a mouse right
It's
now.
a mouse.
Jesus
He
Christ.
hasn't updated it yet.
Smack the mouse away.
Like runs up your pants leg and in your pants.
All right. Eshlik.
She's always loved that. When I said she's always loved,
I'm gonna take a shot at Null Predator 3. And
see, I know you.
use my assassinate on that bitch.
Bitches love assassinate.
25. Also, it's an auto crit.
Okay. So go ahead and double your dice.
Why is it auto
roll them.
crit?
Because
That's
assassinate.
for ability.
Oh, that's the assassinate. Oh, that's nice.
20.
Yeah, putting a heavy bolt. It goes and goes. Wait. Which Null Predator did you put it on? 3 or
Null Predator
The one-
3.
the one that's still running? Yeah, you put an arrow. Like Treya has already like damaged the fuck out of this guy's like mount, and you just put an arrow into his right eye, just like sticking out, and he's like barely holding on. He is bolting for it. It looks like now. Anything else you'd like?
Yeah. So that's my action, and as a bonus action, I'm gonna come over here to this bush tree. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna hide in this tree.
Okay. All right.
Hide behind this tree. Duck
Go ahead.
behind the tree and then hide.
Mountain
Give
tree.
me a hide roll.
And I kick the mouse away from me as I run.
You can hide behind the bush mountain.
Candy
Nope.
Mountain.
The mouse is currently still here because Ashley kicked it off.
So, all right, moving on.
Yeah, I'm done.
You killed me.
This guy's dead. Boris.
Get him, Boris.
Oh, wait, what happened to the guy that was riding this guy?
He's dead.
He's dead. They're all. He's dead.
Oh, he dead. Okay,
Yeah.
so Direfang.
They're on fire. And
There's a lot of dead guys in combat. Like, let them out of there.
Okay, so Direfang Force supposed to be prone and restrained?
Yeah. So your attacks will have it. Your melee attacks will have advantage.
Okay, can you apply that for me real quick?
Just apply advantage yourself.
if you put the effects on them, then it's all automated.
Yeah, I don't think this guy's gonna make it past Boris's attack.
I dropped
mean,
it on there, and you can anybody can drop an effect on. Anything,
Yeah.
so.
Go for it, Boris. Fuck him up.
Not me.
Oh, now Boris is prone. Stand up, bitch.
Yeah, Boris
The fuck you
Boris, why are you
Boris,
lying
like,
down?
drops out of the tree and falls.
So I think I was like, I thought this was a bush. Is this a tree?
That's a tree.
You fell out of the bush,
Oh.
then? I think the bush is funnier, actually.
Up in a tree right now.
Boris, why you stumble out of a tree?
Yeah, so whatever movement that is.
You just climb down the tree. You're fine.
I mean, just jump onto him. Kill him.
You're fine, Boris. You can keep doing.
And then
Kill it. Kill it,
Boris
Boris!
is gonna rage as his bonus action. He's gonna throw down his shield and swing with this battle axe with two hands.
Boris.
Oh. Get it,
And
Boris.
on the backslash, he comes around again, cuts through it, tries to cut through it again. Says, take more of this.
All right. Anything else?
Wackety, wackety.
Nah, I think that's it. Oh, wait. He's restrained, right?
Yeah.
So he can't take an opportunity attack?
Restrain means he has movement 0.
No, that's grappled. Restrained,
Oh.
I think, also means I think he has disadvantage if he's restrained. But he's also prone, so he gets disadvantage anyways. I think it's. Yeah. So it can't. It can attack you, but it has disadvantage.
Okay, and I'd likely have resistance depending on how it attacked me. Okay, yeah, okay, so I got, like, what? That was like 5 feet of movement to do what I did?
Yeah, thereabout.
Okay, so I got 35 movement left, so I can go. Okay, wait, are these locked? I think I can go over here.
Will, of course, swipe at you with its disadvantage.
Wait, I might be able to go there.
Still hitting you actually with disadvantage.
Oh.
I thought they were surprised.
Oh yeah, this is still a surprise round. You don't get an opportunity to attack if you're surprised. Yeah, you're good.
They don't have
Oh.
a reaction.
Yeah, they don't have a reaction.
They lost the reaction. They lost their lives. You know, all this shit.
Yeah, this ambush was a good idea.
Yeah.
It really is in a combat situation. Is that all, Boris?
Yeah.
Axe.
Bonus action. I cast Hex on the Direfang. The ability is Dexterity. Alright. And then I pull out my crossbow. I take aim. I hit. Okay. That's it for me.
All right. Bring us back. Cannot move.
Oh yeah, so it has disadvantage on anything that is an ability check against dexterity.
All right. So this dire thing is really gonna have to spend its turn. Is gonna have to spend its turn getting untangled from this net, which it does, and then it has to stand up. And it's got half its movement now. And it has no action. What a plan! So it's going to. It's gonna start running away, but that's where it gets. Roll Predator 3 is going to go ahead and see who can it see.
Direfang 4 ran away? Thought he was restrained.
He spent his action to get unrestrained, and then he
But he's
spent.
surprised.
No, this is the next turn now.
Oh, but he doesn't go till the end of the combat.
End of this turn.
Why am I mixing that? Why did I get that mixed up?
Direfang 4 was the very well. Direfang 4 is the very last guy, right? He has
Yeah, and then it's at the top.
number of 3. So yeah, that guy can do what he
Direwolf
wants.
3 is Direwolf 3 is the one that got to run, not Direwolf 4. Ooh, and run he will.
Well, it's 4. It is 4. You're
No,
right.
But 4 was at the end of the surprise round.
3 is the one that gets the move, not 4. Yeah. And going diagonally, it takes a little extra movement. Wow, so it actually doesn't get away. It only gets to there. Unfortunate.
For us.
No,
Predator will.
For him, yeah.
Corvus, you did not take it. You did not actually hide in that tree, did you? You just jumped trees.
That's correct.
All right, so he's gonna take a shot at you. I lied.
Who is?
I lied. These guys actually, the Null Predators actually don't have ranged weapons. So he's
Yeah, they're from me.
yeah, so he actually can't shoot you because he doesn't have a ranged weapon. These are the melee cavalry guys. So they are just gonna try to run. Brother, go ahead.
Well,
Take out the mount, and then we'll get the rider.
Predator. I mean, I can shoot the null.
Fang, the fang. Take out the mount.
No, the Dire Fang is the mount.
Yeah, take it out.
Yeah, okay, shoot the mount. Not the Mountie. The Mounter.
Kill.
Jock.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's one. Nope. 2.
Hey, you're rolling
Jesus
garbage.
Christ. Yeah, are you shitting me? Alright.
Alright.
I'm gonna
Jesus.
jump out of my tree.
Get your shit
Just
together.
fall. I can fall like 10 feet without hurting me, so then
Yeah, you're good.
5, 10,
So
15.
you just like belly flopped out of the tree.
I don't want to get right in range. I'm gonna stay at a range of his fucking big monkey arms or whatever. Like, if I gotta be there, but
Sure.
I want to pursue this fucking asshole, and I'm done.
All right. Treya is going to take her shots. She's going to put one shot at this guy. Critting. Killing it, I believe. No, it's still alive. It's gonna take it. She's gonna take another shot. Hitting it.
Get it. Treya, that's some fucking hunting there. Look at this.
Then it's her turn.
She
Walter.
killed the one that was already pinned. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, Treya, that's the one I was gonna shoot.
She doesn't actually have line of sight on this other one. She's up in the tree, and this other tree's kind of blocking her line of sight. It's
Oh.
kind of how that.
All right. Well, Baez is gonna run over to me and help me. Okay, and then can I see that dire fang up there
Those are
running
just
away from me?
those yellow trees. Those aren't trees. Those are just bushes.
Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna cast Sapping Sting on the dire fang that is running away from me
Okay.
at full speed. I'm gonna portent this to a 15.
Okay. Well, a 15. You're portioning it to a 15.
That's right. 15.
Wasn't necessary, but that's fine.
Well, hold
Go
on,
ahead and
hold
roll
on.
your damage.
I gotta call it before I roll.
Well,
so-
hold on, Walter. Was
Yeah.
is Sapping Sting a dexterity save? If it is,
It's
he
a
already
con-
has. Okay, it's gone. I didn't remember what your spell was.
So yeah, you do get it. Go ahead and roll the damage. He does
Alright.
fall prone.
That's what I was going for.
I understand. I was just saying, like, if I remember what yours was based. I
But
would've
it
given
doesn't matter.
disadvantage.
If you kill him, because it only had like 2 health points left. It falls and hits his face. It's running at full speed, so it definitely throws this null predator like a good 10 feet, and he's gonna take fall damage from that. And he has 2 health and just took 3 damage, so he actually dies as well from that.
I blow on my finger. That's right.
All right. Treya looks around. All right. I see how you got the S rank. Let's keep moving. We gotta keep going. We don't have a lot of time.
Oh, well, hold on there, Trev. You know, there's always this, there's the battle phase, and then there's the try to get anything useful from the guys we just murdered.
Let's at least clear the bodies off the roadway and get them behind this rock.
That's a good idea.
And quick work of the bodies.
She'll help you do that. She agrees to that at the very least. Let's get them out of there, and keep going. She'll help you drag all the bodies over to behind the rock. I'm sure with Boris's help, it's like no problem at all because he can just like pick up a dire
Yeah,
thing.
Boris is just kind of like standing and watching everybody.
Or anything obviously useful.
Why are they dragging all these bodies around? Like, it goes from one place to the other. What's the purpose?
Yeah, you actually do find something. Actually, no. Let's find out. You guys gotta roll an investigation check. I'm not gonna give you things. I don't know. You tell me. Roll an investigation check and you search these bodies.
Okay. I have a +4, guys. Am I the highest? I think
For what? Sorry.
investigation is it.
Investigation?
Investigation. Yeah.
Sorry, one sec. Investigation. I have a +1. Only have half proficiency.
Okay, here comes the +4. Gonna go. Let's do it. Why was that advantaged? Oh, because Baez was helping me.
Yeah, there you go.
22.
God bless you, Baez.
I don't know how that works.
It
but
doesn't.
What was your other roll?
Well, Baez has a very sensitive nose.
complete garbage.
as a mouse.
I think that's how that works, though. I think it does. I don't think it gives you.
It could-
Oh,
It would give you
He has
advantage
to
on
get
perception.
Like, seeing things and
Every
you know,
time
point
something
him-
like cool is near, the mouse tickles its balls. So
Exactly.
So here's how
Yeah,
it works. If the animal has the ability or the proficiency to make the roll, it can aid you in it. So unless the animal has whatever the intelligent investigation or whatever is the roll is, it can't help you. Like you have to help with something you have. You have to have the same thing to help.
make you a deal.
What a
I
lot
will-
of people forget, like, you can only help somebody with something you know.
If you can give me a reasonable, well-constructed argument for why Bias should be able to give you advantage on this in one or two sentences, I'll give it to you.
Well, so Bias is a mouse, and mice have.
Tickles your balls whenever there's any treasure here.
Yeah, let me finish my one or two sentences.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so Bias is mouse. He has a advanced perception of smell, and he's going to sniff out any treasure or oddities. Because, he's a sentient mouse. He's not a dummy.
Specifically, he's like a fae.
Yeah.
Disguised as a mouse. So he does listen to you if you tell him to do something. Alright. So you're gonna have him to go smell something out.
Yeah. I mean, we're moving all the bodies. He can, dart into their pockets and check things out for me and help, if he finds anything that would help me investigate better.
Well, brother,
I'll give it to you.
I don't think taking all their money in shiny bits is gonna help us. Like,
I don't think I'll work for this.
Have all their shiny bits that you want, but
But
we collect those and get out of here.
It is 10:30, so I will say, while searching the bodies, you find like basic weapons and stuff. You don't find any money. You find like rotting meat, but on one of them, you find this smooth stone like in his pocket. It's like wearing a little vest. It found a smooth stone, and it's got a rune carved on it, and there's some lines that go all the way around it in like squiggles.
That is interesting, Bias. Good mouse.
Oh, shiny stone. Oh,
Walter, an Arcana check.
Walter, don't fail Arcana.
You 9.
You're not stupid if you fail Arcana.
You also have Identify.
That's true. At will. Here we go. Identify.
You have Identify once per day, so are you going to use your at will today?
Yeah. Let's go for it.
This Sending stone. It is essentially a telephone. It's a walkie-talkie, essentially. Connected to another stone somewhere.
So, and I took this off of one of the Null Predators.
These Null Predators.
I'm gonna bring it over to everybody else and explain, what it is. And should we say hello, guys?
No.
How do you know they're not already listening?
No, Walter.
Treya's like, no way. There's no way.
Walter.
We don't want them to know we're coming.
You hang up phone right now.
Yeah. Okay.
You know how those.
Aren't we going to raid a Knoll fortress and kill the leader? Chieftain, come on, let's go. Chop chop.
All right, then.
We still have an hour and a half of travel to go if we keep a brisk pace.
I'm gonna shove that singing stone in my ear. Hopefully, I'll hear if anybody's trying to talk.
It's like the size. It's like a baseball. Like in
Well,
in map. Like it's pretty.
Maybe in my backpack instead of my ear. But
He said he's shoving it in his ear.
It like doesn't fit in your ear.
That is done.
Okay, in the backpack it goes.
Okay.
Let's go.
So, Tria nods. Well, that's interesting. All right, let's get going. We got a little bit more way to make. And if we're gonna go carefully, it's gonna take a little while. So we want to get there before, at least just as the sun's getting up. Chief leads you onwards through the forest, and that's what we'll pick up next time.
Okay.
Please.
I was not expecting you guys or I was not expecting the ambush to be set up. It was a smart play. I had to reward somehow, so I was like, all right, might as well throw these riders in and give them some riders to kill, so they can't come and ambush you guys later.
And I mean, it's not always bad.
Never undermate sister's fucking tricky
Well,
nature.
I made sister roll a d20 to see if they would show up one time, and she rolled a 15, so she got it.
it's okay to let the players win sometimes.
Sometimes it
Yeah.
takes a little bit of luck.
And you set up the trap, and it worked perfectly. So they all rolled like less than a 5 on their saves, natural 5s, but like it still wasn't enough.
Hey, and the fireball was crucial, y'all.
Oh, dude, that just
That was a
ended it.
fireball, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a little overkill.
You know, yeah, exactly. Walter, you always love the fireball.
I mean,
That's a fireball you're gonna wish you had later.
it hit 4 of them. I have another one. And
Exactly. That's why you
if
like
we
the first
short
one
rest-
so much, because you cast it.
Yeah, and if we have a short rest, I have even another one after that.
The joys of
Time
war.
to
I only need proof of sleeping people. Like whoever casts the fireball owns it.
Yes,
It's like
I don't understand why the humans lay around so much. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like
Also,
half the
when-
day they lay there.
They just
when we
lay.
get next level, Walter's going to get the ability to regain spell
third
slots when he
fireball.
casts Mind Spike, right? So I
Wow.
so I basically get a half more first level spell slots in the beginning, but you can upcast Mind Spike to, basically get lots of extra spell slots. When Mind Spike makes sense, right? But I mean, Mind Spike's it's just like a direct damage one, save or half kind of
It's
spell.
mind spell.
Yeah, but it gives me a spell slot back, so it opens up a lot of interesting options and how you can use your spells.
Yes.
All right. It was fun. See you
Word.
guys
Good night,
next week for this one.
Yeah. Always look forward to this game. Also, Curse of Strahd is getting
It's getting juicy.
yeah, we need to like the end is